This is Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Been for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I am your host, Stephen D. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all today. We got a great show lined up for y'all on Spread Kindness Friday. Want to say good morning to my Finlaws and my family with a PH, that is. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all today. It's should be a lot of fun. Should be good. Should be real good. We got a good show lined up for you today, and we're gonna have a good time. Let me go ahead and say, if you want to follow Miami Sports Music on all social media platforms, follow it at Miami Sports Music, and on Twitter, whether it's gonna shut down or not. The world's coming to an end. Twitter's shutting down. That's not shutting down, just so y'all know. At MIA Sports Music. But Twitter was funny last night, let me tell you. Twitter never ceases to fail or amaze me. But it is funny. Hit the like button, by the way. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to hit the like button. Just hit it, smack it, tap it. Hey, I'm talking to you. That's right. Let's be real for a second. You're sitting, you're watching the show, you're drinking your coffee, you're maybe sitting on the throne. I hope you're not sitting on the throne. I hope you're not like crypto and in the bathtub watch. Don't be like crypto. Okay, don't do that. Just watch the show and enjoy it. But make sure you hit that like button. Okay, hit it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And subscribe to the channel. We're like 120 subscribers away from. Hold on, let me get the voice. Where's it at? Where's the 10,000 subscribers? You like that, right? We're 10,000. So we're like 120 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. Okay, big deal. All right, make sure y'all do that. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Just make sure you subscribe. Also, hey, look, you want to sign up and become a member of the family? Where's it at? Family. That was good too. You like that? Make sure you sign up and become a member of the family. Make sure y'all do it. Sign up, become a member today. Matter of fact, everybody that's in the chat this morning, some of you used to be members. What happened? Baby, come back. Alan used to be a member. Manalo used to be a member, I feel like. Kane's 1989. Adam E. Come on. Dolphin JK. Become members. I'm putting it in the chat. I want to see 2 of you this morning become members. Let's go. We have ones as low as $2.99 a month, and then we have a $10 a month. Big deal. It's a big deal. Make sure y'all do it. Let's go. Become members of the family. Anyways, today. All right, next thing is next. Help the channel grow by donating. Lots of different ways you guys can do that. You can use the YouTube live super chat, and you can use Cash App or PayPal. Okay. $ MSM Podcast Network or MSM Podcast Network. You can use the QR codes right on your screen, whatever it is you need. Okay. We give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports, the #1 place to get your cars, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. Christmas time is right around the corner. Make sure you hit up Zachary. Let me tell you, he'll take care of you with some good stuff, okay? Hangry Owls, good food, good mood. Hangry Owls, craft subs and salads. Make sure you hit them up at 305-279-5332 in Pembroke Pines. They're good stuff. Good stuff there. Vasasaur, born and raised, a beer created for the fans by the fans, the official beer of Clock Blockers. Want to remind you guys, December 17th or 18th, whatever game that Buffalo Bills game is going to be, we are going to have a huge watch party at Wynwood in Wynwood down in South Florida at the brewery there at Vasasor. It'll be hosted by myself and Dolph Freaky. So I will be flying down for that. It should be a lot of fun. It'll be good stuff. Also, a great place to sit.com. Make sure you follow a great place to sit.com and give them a call. Go to a great place to sit.com. The price you see is the price you get. No other service fees or ticket fees, which are great. They're pretty good. Okay. It's definitely good stuff. Tell Greeter, download the app today on your current Apple or Android device today. And it's free. It doesn't follow it. Make sure you follow them at TAILGREETER. All righty. Without further ado, it is Spread Kindness Friday. It's a bye week. We're going to talk Dolphins news update. We're going to talk NFL news, NFL update. We're just going to get into a whole bunch of stuff today. So without further ado, let me bring in my co-host each and every Friday right here. He also hosts an amazing show called Thursday Night Kickoff. It was last night. Hope you guys checked it out. If you didn't, when you finish this show today, go back and rewatch it. It was a lot of fun. My man, Jason Sarney. Good morning, Jason.
Morning, Stephen D. How you doing, my dude?
It is another beautiful day in Zamunda, as Shake Money would say. And, we're here, man. We are here. I'm excited about it.
Love this Friday. Love Spread Kindness Friday. And, ever since we've been doing this together, it's just really been a joy. So happy to do it, especially on a bye week. A relaxing weekend.
It is. I'm excited for a relaxing weekend, man. It's weird. The last 10 weeks I've been, traveling for the most part, with the exception of a weekend here or there. And feels really good to just, I don't have to worry about nothing. And I really don't have to get riled up about anything too. Right. So, I will a little bit this weekend when I'm watching like the regular games, but it's not like you get into a different emotional level when you're watching a Dolphins game. You get stressed out. You're like, okay. I mean, it wasn't this past Sunday. I was in the deep end this past Sunday, and I'm talking to everybody, and everybody's like, man, it felt really good to just not be stressed out watching the game. And it was a good feeling, right? To just be there and enjoy it and watch them whoop up on Cleveland. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, aside for the opening 3 minutes, that kickoff return and the touchdown, it was like, all right, I'm not nervous, but could have done without that. Then it became kind of a party. The MVP chant was surreal.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
You were up in the press box, right?
Correct. And that was, that moment is when I was doing my absolute best, because, you're up in the press box, you got to have the protocol, no cheering, no nothing, it's very kind of, buttoned down. And I was like, wow, this is surreal. This is like unbelievable.
So I feel like you probably got a different, I'm in the deep end. I'm row 2 in the deep end. And obviously the deep end is loud as it is, right? But being up in the press box, you kind of get a feel for the whole stadium. Was the whole stadium just a vibe? Was the MVP chants as loud as I thought it was in the deep end? Like, was it everywhere?
I'm literally getting the chills again, because I'll tell you where I was. Perspective-wise, I was like, the corner end zone where Sherfield caught the touchdown. I saw him go up, but then when he came down, I had to be like, well, did he get in? So that was like my corner view, which was awesome in and of itself. But the MVP chant, it almost kind of like rose from above, because we're within, I guess like the 200 section.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, the audible aspect of it was huge. The last time I was in there 3 times in my life. That was the 3rd time. The first time was the Colts game, which was absolutely abysmal from last season. Then it was the Thursday night Raven game. Those 2 moments, the moment that Tua got back in, I think when he snuck in and scored that rushing touchdown last season, the place popped.
Yeah.
The MVP chant was about double or triple the audible level of that. Mm-hmm. So it was ready to pop from where we were. And everyone was kind of just, this is unbelievable. This is just absolutely unbelievable.
It was, and you were talking to some of the other reporters up there. What was their take on how this season's going or the feel of the game on Sunday? Like, what kind of reaction did you get from the other beat writers and stuff like that?
Basically, it's a great question. I want to kind of put it into perspective. Different than the other two experiences for sure. There's a vibe of seeing this team through a playoff run. And it's becoming expected now. So, I asked, one of my idols, I got an opportunity to just chop it up with him. And it was Jeff Darlington, we just got a chance to talk football. And it's expected now. It's Jeff like, Darlington. Oh, dude, he is literally top 2, 3 in my life of journalists to aspire to be. Really just awesome guy. Didn't need to take a couple minutes, but yeah, we had a fun chat. And it's expected. This team should win. It's like he asked me the question, not like, how do you see this game? Like, how are they going to win? It was almost like, all right, they're going to win. How do you see them winning? That's the question now. It's almost like you play a game against the Texans when they come off the bye. How are they going to win? Are they going to win just going to the air? Are they going to? Is it going to be a dog
fight, or is it going to be a blowout? Is it going to be an air raid? Right. Is it going to be a ground attack? Like, what are the Dolphins going to do this week to show? I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
There's no dog in them now. There's no. Now they're here. They have arrived based on these last 4 weeks. Tua has been historically unbelievably good. Mm-hmm. And that's just the expectation.
That's the funny part. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we're chatting it up on the phone, and we're talking about the Dolphins. And one of the things I had said to them, and I was like, man, this is an historical good. Like, this isn't just, hey, look, the Dolphins are really good. This is, we just saw Tua do something that hasn't been done since the 1999 season with Kurt Warner, right? Which is crazy to me to kind of think about and put that in perspective. I'm not comparing Tua to Kurt. I'm just saying he's doing something that hasn't been done in the NFL since Kurt Warner, and that's something to be said. And I just think that, everybody kind of has their, like the saying is check your pulse. That's a real thing right now. Like, people are like, how do we react to getting everything down like this, right? Like how do we come together as a fan base? How do we, realize, we're witnessing something special? That's just one of the things. Cruz, your cards are going to get mailed out sometime next week. I still need to ship stuff to Jason and stuff like that. You're going to get your stuff, man.
If I get an opportunity to see that, Cruz, what my handle is, please direct message me on Twitter. If not, just get me your address somehow, and I'll put it right in the mail today. If anyone has their address, the cards will go out. I just need them addresses.
And just so y'all know, it's on me, because I've been so overwhelmed with just everything.
I'm a late mailer to begin with.
Yell at me. It's on me, okay? Just yell at me.
All good is what it is. It's all good. We will get them out. We got more to go. We'll get them all out.
One of the other things that I found interesting over the weekend was the party vibe. In the you had a chance to do the first 15-20 minutes of the pregame show with me out in East 32. What do you think is the vibe within the fan base right now when it comes to, the Hard Rock Stadium feel? Because did you ever go to a game at the Orange Bowl?
No. I mean, I went to the old stadium where it is before it was refurbished in 2005, I want to say. Something like that, but never the Orange Bowl, no.
What as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, and there's an opportunity for us to host a playoff game, what do you think a playoff game atmosphere will be like at Hard Rock Stadium?
Well, unbelievable, raucous Animal House. The vibes would be amazing. People will be there at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, ready to rock. If it's that time of a game, if it's a little later game, do the math. They'll probably still be there at that time. But it's something that we've been waiting. Look, we've been to the playoffs in 2016 and got annihilated by the Steelers. That's the last kind of memory. We've been fiending a playoff game, let alone a home playoff game, let alone a home playoff victory. The thought of that it's almost not real, but it is very real. And I got to tell you, I've never had this feeling this early in the season, because even with Marino, growing up, I wasn't at that level of feeling where, do I plan for a Super Bowl? Do I see maybe what price? You know what I mean? My adult life, I've never had this where I'm actually contemplating calling my little brother, talking to you, being like, so.
What is the playoff? What are we doing down in Miami for the playoff?
I went to Airbnb. I was just curious and just looked at some.
Do you know how many conversations I've had about that, like in the last 2 weeks, of just people just being like, so you want to go 50-50? You want to go 30-30? You want to go 45, 25? You're like, do y'all want to research on an Airbnb? Do you, how do we want to do this? Like, I think people, and here's the funny part, right? I think people just want to be there for the tailgate and the party. Like, people want to get in, but even if they can't get in because of prices, which just want to throw are going to be absolutely bananas, the prices, right? I would say it's going to be crazy.
I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I'm not like that. But that's my point here, is that there's never been a team where it's like, oh my God. I mean, in the last 15, 20 years, there's been fan bases and franchises that this time of year, I kind of think that they would prepare. Prior to Brady leaving, you had your Patriots this time of year saying, all right, where's the Super Bowl? Let's do our due diligence. Teams like, historically.
Pittsburgh, remember when we went to Pittsburgh back in 2016, Solo and I went to the game, and Ali, shout out to Ali, hype man for DWA. We went to Pittsburgh. We drove to Pittsburgh from Baltimore, and we were like, we'll just get tickets there, right? We'll just scalp tickets. And we ended up getting tickets for $50 a pop. And as we're walking in, I was like, why are tickets so cheap? I asked the one fan, and they're like, because no Pittsburgh fans don't care about a wild card game. Like, it's not impressive.
Imagine that. It's like the diamond shoes hurting,
We made the playoffs. Let's go. It would be a big deal to us. It would be a huge deal.
That's the problem. It's like, we're almost like, look, we're not like a poverty franchise. We're a franchise that's been an elite franchise, lately been not at all that, So people who have been fans since the inception, since the 70s, watched Marino. Going back to these last 2 decades has been really difficult. Equally difficult are the youngins, the ones that just popped up, 15, 20 years ago, watching a team that hasn't done much for them, but this is the year that is bringing everything together, and an anniversary year of the perfect season. So I think that there's something cosmic in the air. And I just hope that this wave, no pun intended, continues for this team. And wow. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Hey, Von Joe, I don't know if you've checked Twitter out lately, but I sent you a nice little tweet last night, Von Joe. You should go check out the tweet I sent you and then come back. That's all I'm going to say.
Good morning to Canes. Thank you.
Oh, man. Look, there's just a lot of stuff that's going on in the community. And one of the things that I want to get into, and we'll get into a little bit, is just the consumption of NFL football and how we take it in. So I'm just going to change courses here for a second. Did you happen to watch the professional football contest last night?
A little bit. The time swap of my show coincided with it. We'll get that situated. But yeah, I kind of had it on the sidebar.
You didn't get a chance to see that the shop had their own thing on Amazon.
No.
All right. So everybody knows LeBron James has a podcast, like a video podcast called The Shop with Maverick Carter and a few other people. And it's great. It's awesome. Okay. I'm a huge fan of it. Everybody knows I love LeBron. Okay. So they made a new agreement with the NFL or with Amazon that they were going to do like a live version of The Shop while watching the game. So it was one of the feeds last night that you could watch, and it had LeBron, Maverick Carter, Jamie Foxx, Rob Lowe was up there. Jalen Ramsey was up there. It was awesome, right? And I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, man, this is it's something that I called 2 or 3 years ago. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing the show now, 19, 20 months, something like that. And level 2 deuces, how many times did LeBron fall down? Case one, it feels like they didn't promote that at all, Stephen D. They did at the beginning. And then I saw it on Twitter and just went straight to it. So I didn't even listen to the regular broadcast last night. I was listening to the shop the whole night, and it was great. I was all about it. And one of the things that I'm a huge, I love this, right? I love the YouTube community. I love doing the show. I want to create the podcast network. I kind of know where we're headed in the future with sports content, consumption. And I think this is a part of it, right? And I remember 3 or 4 years ago, they did the national championship game, and they would always have an alternate telecast on ESPN2. And they still do that, right? And the alternate telecast had Pat McAfee and Dan Orslowski as part of like a 6-man crew on the sidelines during the game. So they were talking. And I remember saying that, oh my God, this is great. I would listen to this over a regular play-by-play person any day of the week. The NFL should really consider doing this, right? And they've done it. The Eli Manning thing last year, or the Eli and Peyton Manning thing, it definitely headed in that right direction, correct?
Oh God, yeah.
Correct. And so now I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, the NFL, with this new TV deal that's going to happen, we are just, I think we are in for, it's already happening. It's not even we're in for, it's already happening. I need people to realize we're in a very interesting transition with sports content consumption, and how the NFL is adapting to that, and how Amazon is adapting to that, because it's going to come to the point now where I don't know if people like Joe Buck and Mike Tirico and Al Michaels, they might be eventually a thing of the past. And it's so weird to kind of think about, because Vince Scully passed away this year, and I was a huge Vince Scully fan. And it's just weird to kind of see how football's kind of being taken in now, because now people are watching the shop during an NFL football game while they're watching the game. So you're getting stories about Jamie Foxx playing, on any given Sunday, and you're hearing LeBron talk about, being a tight end in the NFL. And it's just, it's really, it's cool is really what it is. But I think, what are your thoughts about just the sports content consumption and how it's changing right in front of our eyes? We're witnessing a landscape shift in how we take in sports now.
Completely agree. And I'm an old school, broadcast guy myself. I know you went to broadcast school,
Yep.
I started in my first job out of college was in a broadcast department with NBA Entertainment. So my job was listening, transcribing broadcasters, guys like Kevin Harlan, Mike Breen, and these were like, idols of mine. And as you mentioned, and, Chase, Joe Buck is a pro. Absolutely. And obviously his dad, one of the best ever.
Jack. Yep.
You got these guys that it's almost like the best of both worlds. So for certain things, I love a certain team of broadcasters. Kevin Harlan, when he calls a Dolphin game, I'm in heaven. You know what I mean? That's just one of my guys. But to your point, yeah, a different perspective of non-football players or ex-football players, basketball players talking about football, actors.
It's weird. Like Amazon now has, so there's 4 different streams. You have the regular with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, right? You have another one that has like a coach's view. Actually, ESPN might have one that has the coach's view. I think they do too. Or do they have the one with the ladies, Andrea Kramer, and I forget the other lady's name. I can't think of her name. And then there's Dude Perfect? You know, the YouTube Dude
But
Perfect?
my oldest son is a huge Dude Perfect fan.
Well, you know, they on Thursday night, they have the alternate stream where Dude
Yeah.
Perfect watches the
They
game.
made
and
that
they do
deal
stuff.
on.
Yep.
Yep.
And now there's another one. So there are 4 ways to take in Thursday night football. That's insane to me. And if people watch the show, they know I called this. I said, look, whoever gets the new thing, I'm telling you, it's going to come to fruition. Mark my words, that you are going to be able to hear a regular play-by-play, right? That'll still happen. I think you'll still be able to get that for the next 5 to 10 years. You're going to get a fan stream. Somebody like me or you, I think, is going to eventually come down because people want fans' perspective and want to hear that. Then you're going to get like a big podcast stream, you know, a famous podcaster that loves sports stream. And then you're going to get like an analytics stream. And I think you're going to get 4 streams for every single football game. Actually 5, because I'm a Dolphins fan, but if the Dolphins are facing the Bills, then the Bills are going to have their own version to watch too, right? So, I mean, you're going to have eventually 5 streams for all 15 games per weekend. So 15 times 5, right? Like, do the math on that. Like, I'm telling you, we're in the middle. I need people to understand what's about to take place in the cosmic universe of sports content and how we create it. And we're at the beginning of something that just is going to change the landscape of how we take in sports. It's crazy to me.
I'm all on board. I mean, look, content creators, and thank you, Scotty. I saw your comment. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We all are in a terrific time for the landscape. Our fan base, this is a perfect storm of amazingness. You know, I mean, we have so much good to talk about. You're building a network, and I'm the kind of person that says, you know what? More the merrier. Let's get content. Let's get perspective. You know, let's get different voices talking about our team. And now you're creating a very fun vision where, you know what? If I'm tired of listening to these guys, there are these 2 comedians that are giving their take. One of them's a Bills fan. One of them's a Dolphin fan. We got Daniel Tosh and Nick Mackay going at each other, you know, play-by-play on the street, something like that. You know, you and I could have fun and actually record it and produce it over the highlights.
Yep.
It could be a whole endless stream of possibilities. So I'm with you on that. I'm in.
I know. I'm a little nerd. Like I said, I went to broadcasting school. I think it's very interesting. I think we're in the wild, wild west right now of how sports content is. And I don't think it's going to be the first who gets there. I think it's going to be the best who gets there, who's going to succeed in this thing. And by the way, it's not even who's the best. It's who people, you know, tune into more. Right. So, you know, there's 30 different platforms now on YouTube that you can listen to hear the Dolphins, which I love, is great. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm so excited to see where the future holds for content creators and, you know, where the NFL goes. And, you know, the NBA is going to eventually adopt this on a bigger and brighter scale too. And, you know, then Major League Baseball is going to look at it and they're going to do the same, so it's a very exciting time to be a content creator in the world of sports, because you don't know what's going to happen. You have your Barstool Sports, you have your Athletic, The Athletic, you have Bleacher Report. All these places are now going to have opportunities to pitch in and say, well, we want to be a part of this. We want to be a part of this. And it's a totally different world we're living in. And there's just everybody, you know, back in the day, you just had one place, ESPN. That was it. Then you had Fox Sports.
I never go to ESPN on TV anymore. It's like unreal. I never watch sports.
It's like the Anchorman joke, right?
Yeah.
ESPN, a 24-hour sports network, that'll never work.
Right.
Now there's, you know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm sorry I went off on that rant, because last night I'm watching this and I'm just like, and it's not a bad rant. It's just like, holy cow, the future. Look at what I need y'all to realize, the number 1 player in the NBA of this generation. Okay. Let's not have the argument LeBron or Jordan better. We all know the answer to that. LeBron. Anyways, not going to get into it with you. Not going to get into it with you all. But the number 1 NBA basketball player did a live watch party through Amazon watching an NFL game last night. And the NFL, like, this, I need y'all to think about how big that is. That's huge. It's just crazy where we're headed to as consumers and how we take in our content. So, all right, I'm a nerd talking about that stuff. Let me start talking about some other news and notes that happened.
Transition before I start defending Michael Jordan. Please,
don't
please,
defend
please.
him. Who cares?
No, transition. Get out of here.
LeBron, baby.
Transition.
So we had a whole thing yesterday on the show. What was going to happen with the Cleveland Browns Buffalo Bills game? I had predicted that they probably moved the game, but they keep it at the same time. I didn't think that they would move it to Detroit because they were playing back-to-back in Detroit. But I did say that they were going to move it. It would stay at the same time. I didn't think it would be played in Buffalo. And Cameron said that it would probably be played in Buffalo. But they would move it up 24 hours. Well, that's not what happened because the storm obviously is arriving today. It's there now, if I'm correct. And it'll be there through Saturday, somewhere in that time frame. So they ended up moving it to Detroit. It's still being played at 1:00, but the Buffalo Bills will be playing back-to-back in Detroit Sunday and Thursday. So they're just going to stay in Detroit from what I've heard. They're just going to be there the whole week. So they are playing 2 games there back-to-back. That's crazy, right?
I got a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. See a lot of complaints. See a lot of things on Twitter, which is still here. Twitter is still here,
people.
All right. Oh, but we're not used to weather. The joke, of course, whatever. But remember a couple seasons ago, there was a hurricane that messed our schedule up, and we had no bye week. Things happen now, so that's a preface. I also want to preface that, of course, I've said this on my show last night. I've joked around on Twitter. I went to school in Buffalo, spent 4 years there. I know a lot about the snow, what it does to a person, what it does to a community, and what a blizzard does. I've lived through one of their blizzards, and 24 to 30 inches of snow can come in 2.5, 3 hours. Happened to me. Unbelievable. So they had to prepare, you know? So it's just one of those situations where, you know, things have happened in the NFL, specifically the Dolphins. Didn't they play a game in San Diego or Arizona? They played the Chargers in Arizona because of fires.
Chargers in Arizona because of the forest fires that were going on in California.
Things happen.
That game was free to the public. I remember
yes, it
that.
was. The NFL did do
the NFL made that Arizona game free to the public, and I was like, man, I wish I just could go to Phoenix.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Point is, you know, while very empathetic and hope everything is good with the Western New Yorkers and Buffalo as a community, I hope no one is affected horribly. Power is there.
Losing power there. The grid is starting to get locked out. Like I think it's going to be pretty bad.
I'm very empathetic because, again, there are people I know, Dolphin fans who live there, and of course people that I've known from, way back in college. So from a football standpoint, I think the Bills are doing the right thing and the NFL is doing the right thing in moving it. But I just want to hear a little less about what certain elements do to certain teams. That's part of football. Sun is part of football. And I think that if you're smart enough to construct your stadium, that's brilliant. So if a stadium like the Bills want to construct to get a lake effect snow horribly on one side, you know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with what the Dolphins did to construct their stadium, So this whole weather thing, roll with the punches if you're the Bills or if you're the Bills fans. And it's creating an even playing field. So the Bills fans will travel. It'll be a relative home game for them. Actually, I don't want to say the Bills fans will travel because they're snowed in. Bills fans across other travelable areas will get to Detroit.
Kevin Lee said, great game last night. Steven, my Stars put it on the Florida Panthers. Both teams good, though. Yeah, but Tua was at the game banging the drum to open up the Florida Panthers game last night. It was really cool. Yeah, look, here's what I say about this whole situation. I don't have a problem with them moving the game. Would I have loved to see a game in 6 foot of snow? I think we all would have, right? I think we all would have. But I understand they're erring on the side of caution. I love the tweets that are out there that the Bills won't play in the sun, they won't play in the snow. It's got to be perfect weather for Bills to play in. And by the way, the Bills had no say in this, from what I've heard. Like, this was all the NFL and safety, regulations with everything. But I would have loved to seen the game in the snow, and I think that's part of home field advantage, right? Or disadvantage. And then when you take it to, it's like, honestly, one of the first things that I thought about when I saw it, I was like, man, I wonder if they have this snowmageddon again, which, by the way, would probably be rare. When the Dolphins play, would they move the game again to Detroit? Because I feel like that would give the edge to Miami at that point then, if we didn't have to play in the snow or cold weather. I think it would be, could you imagine a playoff implicated game like that being moved to the sake, like, that would be huge. And I guess this is a playoff kind of a game, but I think the advantage honestly probably goes to Buffalo over Cleveland for this. I don't know how you feel about that. Like, who gets the edge with the game moving?
It's a really good question. I mean, Buffalo is a better team. They're coming off a situation where, they really do need a win. I hate saying that with a 6-3 team, 6-4 team, whatever they are. But to keep pace with a hot Dolphin team and to gain a little bit of ground, putting it on an even playing field amplifies a guy like a Josh Allen's talent, of course, and limits bad footing issues for him to do his thing outside of the passing attack, which he's just such a good multi-threat player. But, as for the Browns, arguably playing in a snow game, just chub, could have been advantageous to them, or at least, created a elemental benefit for their style of play. You know what I mean? So if they have to hand the ball off to Chubb 35 times or Hunt another 15 times, just run 50 times, that's something that this team could handle. So it's a really good question. I guess as football fans, it's nice to see two solid teams. The Browns, we destroyed them, but they could be solid, play in an even playing field. But at the same token, I would have loved to have seen a relative snow game that wasn't a blizzard game, You're not going to move a Buffalo Bills game for 6 inches of snow. 26, 36, different story.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how the tickets are going to work for this game too, because I remember last time they did this, the tickets were free back in 2017 or 2016, whenever it happened the last time. Tickets were free. 55,000 people showed up, and it was a free game to the public. There's no, I can't find anything. There are some people saying that tickets are going to go on sale on Friday and that the prices were going to be much lower than whatever. But I've also seen reports that they still said that the NFL could make the game free again because they don't think that they can sell tickets to this game. Like it's weird, right? It's an NFL. It's a big NFL game, even in another city. Do you think that if they had to sell tickets, or do you think they should just make it free to the general public because it's in a totally different city?
I mean, if any Bills fan had a ticket for the Bills fan, or anybody had a ticket for that game, and they can get there,
Bills are saying they're going to refund season ticket holders.
Fine, then there you go. Then that's fine. Now, let's say I'm a Bills fan who lives in Michigan, and bought the ticket and planned on flying in. I want that ticket to convert and go to the game in Detroit. No questions asked. That's just if I happen to be what I just described. But I also think that they need to fill people in the seats, so they're probably going to create ways of maybe distributing tickets charitably, maybe like they did with the San Diego situation in Arizona, give a number of free tickets. But they have to figure out a cost-effective way to honor people who have already made the investment and probably get people into the stadium at a relative cheap or no cost. Well, it'll be interesting. I can't just guess.
Brandon Bean said season ticket holders will have first dibs on tickets starting at 2 p.m. and tickets to the general public will be available sometime after that and are expected to be cheaper than normal tickets. So
okay.
So it sounds like they're gonna,
have their cake and eat it too.
Correct. Miami Sports Music in 2014, when the game was moved to Detroit, gave free tickets. As for the Jills fans, they can take the refund for this game and use it as a credit for the future. Thought you were about to say something else, but they can take their credit and shove it. Never mind. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Over 118 of y'all in the room. Thank you for watching. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Only 30 likes. Hit it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Hit the like button. And make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. We are less than 120 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers to the channel. That's can't big. Grow without your help. That's big. That's huge. Honestly, if all 117 of you all that are watching right now took the channel subscription, which I'm putting in the link right now, and shared it with 10 people right now on social media. I want all 115 of y'all on Twitter right now to tag 10 people and share this link and tell people to do it. Tag 10 people you know on Twitter and share it. Tag 10 people you know on Twitter and share it. Use the hashtag Clock Blockers in it here. Hashtag Clock Blockers. The hashtag Clock Blockers in it, along with this link. Tag 10 people that you know in the tweet. Tell them to subscribe. Okay? Love it. I want to remind you all tonight at 8:30 p.m., my man CB83 will be hosting Finn's Take with CB83 on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. Make sure y'all slide through. As always, CB83 likes to have a couple of drinks when he's doing his show. So he says, make sure you bring a bottle. Make sure y'all bring a bottle. Okay?
Leave the bottle.
It's going to be fun. And then at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we got my man, Nando Talk with the Lunchtime Rewind at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So make sure you guys check out Nando Talk at 2 to 3 this afternoon. And then obviously my man CB83 tonight at 8:30. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be good stuff.
It's like the Yankees, this lineup. My God.
Well, Murderer's Row. I like it. All right, let's talk a little bit this weekend about some of the games that will be happening this weekend. And the first game I want to talk about is the one that probably affects us the most, and that is the Jets and the Patriots. The Jets and the Patriots. Jets are going into New England. Patriots are obviously in last place. Jets are one game in front of them. They're a game behind us. What do you think that's going to look like, that Jets-Patriots game? What do you see from that game?
A field goal game. I definitely see a close battle. Now, it's interesting with these two teams because I feel like we got to pick one of these teams to implode. You know, I mean, I'd rather probably the Patriots start imploding because I think that the season could set up where, you know, the Dolphins could literally stick a fork in the Patriots and then end the Jets. You know, so if the Patriots can pick up another loss and go to 5-5, I think that really puts them in deep trouble in the playoff hunt, which is fine. And then the Jets, I wouldn't mind getting that win. 7-3 looks scary.
They would be ahead of us if they win. They will take over the 2 seed. We will go to the 5 seed.
I don't like the 3 teams in the playoff hunt. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards one of these teams kind of hopefully getting out. But I can see where you're probably leaning, where you might want the Jets to pick up the loss just to keep the Dolphins in first without us even having to play.
All right, so first things first. Number one, I think that the quarterbacks cancel each other out. Wack Jones, Zach Wilson, I don't think either one of them are that great. And I know I sound like a hater. I know this is a Dolphins channel. I get how it comes out. I understand it. I just have
they're not that great. They're okay at best.
Okay. So, but if I had to give the up to somebody, I'm gonna say it's probably the Jets because their defense is better than the Patriots. But we've seen the Jets obviously implode too this year, right? And not be able to win some games. So look, I'm interested to know how this game turns out because I think this is going to be a true test of where the Patriots are at this year. Right. If the Patriots come out and lay an egg, nobody in their world should be scared of them. And I don't think they make the playoffs. If they come out and win this game and beat the Jets, man, the AFC East down the stretch is going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot crowder. It's going to be a lot crowded. You knew what I'm trying to say. Help me out here, Mr.
More crowded.
It would be more crowded. Thank you, Jason. Help me out, man.
I got you.
It'll be a lot more crowded. So, who do I think's going to win? I think I'm going for New England, man. I think you.
Who you think, or who you want?
Who do I want to win? I think I want New England to win because I don't want the Jets to be in. I want to be in first for the rest of the year.
You're right. I mean, when you put it like that, I mean.
But does it make more sense in your mind for the Patriots to just get out now because maybe they won't play as hard down the stretch, which, by the way, just to think that any Belichick team won't play hard would be very – take that with a grain of salt. So, I think you got to go for the Jets loss. I think as Dolphin fans, we have to go for the Jets loss.
You're changing my mind initially. Yeah. So I think – I mean, look. Gun to head, I think the Jets can beat them. Do I want to root for the Patriots to get to 6-4, where the Jets could be 6-4, so the Dolphins still are controlling?
Adam E., where do you live at? Tell me where you live at, Adam E. Go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. I think I'm actually gonna look. I'll split. I'll say that I do think the Jets could squeeze a victory out. But I think that as Dolphin fans, I think.
Do we root for a tie? I feel like a tie hurts us more than anything.
No, because I feel like that's tricky see if the Jets have the 3 losses, you need the teams to have losses, so.
Yeah.
Tie I think could hurt.
Everybody says that. I hope the game ends in a tie. Tie actually hurts us more than
anything.
Tie
hurts. A tie hurts.
You want one team to lose.
Right.
All right, so he says he's on the border of Hamburg and Eden, 15 minutes away from the Bills Stadium.
I know Hamburg. Okay.
So he just sent me a couple of photos I'm going to share with y'all because of the snow of where he's out. Shout out to Adam E. All right, so that's 1. That's 2. Oh, my God, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's bringing back memories, man. Well, hope all's well, Adam, out there. Hope
Hey, better you than me, Adam. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate snow.
One night, I get home from a late class, another non-blizzard related story, just a regular story.
He said that's 3 feet already.
I left my window open one night getting home from a class. It was not snowing. Woke up the next morning. My seat had like a snowman sitting in it. It was unbelievable. You do not want to mess with Buffalo snow at all.
Man, that's insane, man.
Yeah, I really hope all's okay.
Adam, I hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Hope we get to bring you content. He's just going to listen to Miami sports music for the rest of the day. Adam's got content up till noon today, and then he's got the lunchtime rewind at 2, and then he's got CB83 tonight. Adam, you're set on content for the rest of the day, man.
Just sit
back and relax and enjoy Miami sports music today.
Exactly right. Well done, Steve.
I hit the jumper like Curry sometimes. Yeah, man, look, I think it'll be very interesting. If I'm honest with myself, I think the Jets are going to win, but I want Patriots to win. And it's weird rooting for either one of them, by the way.
Exactly. You want them to, 17-20, one of those slugfests where they're each kind of, I don't root for injury, but, a slugfest where they just beat the heck out of each other and everybody gets out walking on their own 2 feet.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to some of the other games this weekend that I think will be very interesting and maybe play an impact. And that is, where's it at? The Sunday night game, the Chiefs and the Chargers. Is there any way the Chargers pull this out and beat the Chiefs? Is it entirely plausible that happens, or is this just Kansas City's going to straight up own them? And is there any chance Herbert makes this a game?
Well, when you phrase it like that, I mean, it's not like there's a 0% chance that they're going to. I mean, anything's plausible. Am I betting against Patrick Mahomes? No. So I'd like it to be a game as a football fan. Look, I'd like it to be a game in the same vein. Let these two teams exhaust themselves out, really get, one of those shootouts would be fun from a football perspective. We know Kansas City is a top-end team. I'd love for them to lose. So I'd like them to lose.
Look, here's the reality. If the Jets lose this weekend and the Chiefs lose this weekend, Miami's the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yes. And I mean, look,
I'm going to say that again for you. For the people in the back that didn't hear that. If the Jets lose this weekend and the Chiefs lose this weekend, the Miami Dolphins are the number 1 seed in the AFC. Which means if they win out, they got it. Now that's a big thing to say.
Now
the
funny, see, you put something in the head right now, and I have to kind of. I hate doing this. I'm always the cautious, optimistic guy. I'm usually the take everything a week by week guy, but it's becoming increasingly difficult to think of scenarios or not think of scenarios, right? So if this is a Dolphin team that, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say, has a first round bye.
Make sure your thing plugged in because I'm getting a little static from your microphone.
Imagine the Dolphins have a first round bye, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then, of course, they have that home game in the next round of the playoffs. The whole theme of this year has been the advantage of the sun, the advantage of home
the
field,
snow,
the snow, whatever. So if the Bills within the last 2 weeks kind of took their home field out of it, right now it's Kansas City's fans and that playing in that stadium. That's their home field advantage. Weather, sometimes is in the equation. But if the Dolphins have home field advantage and even a wild card game to play that story of weather, I just think that it's almost like poetic this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So teams falling off have been thematic. Maybe Justin Herbert helps us out and beats the Chiefs. Gun to head. Don't think it could happen. Don't think it will happen. But I'm sure going to root for it because a 6-4 Chargers team and a 7-3 Chiefs team, to me, might fit a little bit better for the Dolphins' overall plans. And I'm going to hope for that.
I'm going to say this. I hope that my hope is that the Miami Dolphins, or about the Miami Dolphins, that the Los Angeles Chargers do us a favor. And I will be watching that. But there's something in me that just says Kansas City's just too good. Like,
right.
They're the best team in football for a reason. But just like somebody said, division games are crazy. There were so many years that the Jets were straight up trash, but they fought against us really good. They fought against, the Bills were horrible and played the Patriots really well for years, So division games are different. They are different. It's totally different. And so my hope is that it works out to be like a division game. Chargers come in and take care of business. I'd love to see if Allen comes back this week. Williams comes back for them. That's a big if. I don't know if there's rumors saying that they're going to be, but we'll see. But if they do come back, it'll be interesting nonetheless to see.
I mean, again, that gun to head, I do think the Chiefs will win, but I sure as heck would love to see a Herbert-led comeback or what have you. But yeah, we'll see.
It'll be interesting. All right, I got a special guest for us that's just coming in to drop in and say hello. From Dolphins of Southern New England, friend of the show, one of my best friends. Love this guy. He's wicked hot. He's wicked hot. I'm talking about Eric Carrier. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Right, Eric, how you doing?
How's the weather up there?
A little chilly, sunny, but a little chilly. I think it's like 44 degrees out or something like that.
Well, it's funny because when you and I talked a week ago, it was 90 degrees there.
Yeah, it was. We hit
about bipolar weather in New England.
80 or something last week or 2 weeks ago.
Insane. What's up, man? What do you want to talk about? Floor is yours this morning.
Nothing, just popped in. I'm waiting to do a telehealth visit because we're still doing that stuff.
You know what's hilarious about that real quick? My son has to have a dermatology appointment because of his bottom lip with dry skin. because he bites his lip all the time. And so the dermatology appointment is through telehealth. And I'm like, well, how are they supposed to see anything?
I'm doing a weight loss appointment on an app that makes people look fatter by being on camera.
Oh my goodness. I can't, man. I can't. What do you think, man? Dolphins, I don't know what to ask you. I feel like, are the Dolphins 7-3 the primary question, or what do you think about the games this weekend? Whatever.
Hold that thought. I'll be back in 5. They just sent me the link.
You got on and then you got off. You're killing me.
Good luck with the appointment.
You should have waited until your appointment was over and got on.
You want to just live stream my appointment?
Dude.
We can commentate.
But then you have to give consent. HIPAA might be a problem.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, Steven, this health insurance is always a problem at this.
I love
let's analyze Eric's telehealth.
It's too funny.
Eric's great. You gotta love Dolphin fans up in Boston.
At Boston, everything's wicked hard. I'm gonna go park the car by Harvard Yard and have a coffee and a donut. Everything's wicked hard over in Boston.
Love it.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
In and out.
What did you think of the game last night, man? Aaron Rodgers drops another one. They just don't look good. I don't know what's going on with them right now. It's very interesting to see. Are the Tennessee Titans as advertised? Ryan Tannehill, 333 yards, 21 for 23, 2 touchdowns and interception. Very interesting. Very interesting. What do you think about the Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers? Start with Tennessee.
From what I saw of the game, I saw bits and pieces. Packers are just going down, as is Aaron Rodgers. And the Titans are a team that, really is built to win now. Like, when I say now, cold. Like, winter going into the months where you really need to have Derrick Henry, be that guy. And Tannehill, when he's on, he's very good. And last night was a great performance. And they are a team that I would hate to see if the cookie crumbles where we're going to Tennessee, if the Dolphins don't happen to have home field or what have you. I do not want to see them in the first round of the playoffs. I do not want to see Tannehill at all in the playoffs. That would just be, I don't think Dolphins Twitter, Dolphin fans could handle that. That would be something to watch. But I do think the Titans are a team to be reckoned with. And I loved that play call with Derrick Henry throwing to Hooper. That was creative. So, yeah, Vrabel's a great coach. They love him. They could very easily be a 1, 2, or 3 seed in the AFC.
Are the Titans as good? Are the Titans a good team? Or
yeah.
Their record 7-3. They got that. Is Tannehill somebody that can take them to the promised land, or is it all about Derrick Henry?
It's all about Derrick Henry. And I think that Ryan Tannehill has his moments where he could detriment things. We've seen that.
We saw it last night. He threw an interception last night that was just like, I'm watching the shop and everybody on the shop's like, where is he throwing it to? But then he came back the next drive and threw it like 40 yards, across the middle of the field. And it's like, brah, So it's interesting because he still threw up 333 yards and 2 touchdowns, which I think a lot of us would take any day of the week, So I feel like Tannehill is exactly what he was for us for many years.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Never veered off that. But even LeBron James was saying it last night on the telecast. He was going, look, Tannehill's probably not somebody that can take your team to the next level and get you to be a Super Bowl contender. And it was so weird hearing that from LeBron James about Ryan Tannehill, by the way. But it is. It's so weird, number one, seeing Tannehill in a Titans uniform. Even to this day, it is. Because he was with us for 7 years, man.
Yeah.
7 years. I'm so much happier with Tua Tagovailoa. Just want to say.
You sound like you're in like a new relationship.
It's just
I'm so much happier with our quarterback now.
It's just it's interesting. to see the Titans and where they're at. And we know Derrick Henry is the reason for it. We get it. We understand it. But Vrabel, that team is 7-3. They're sitting there. They have one of the best records in the AFC, along with us in Kansas City. I just want to know, is Tennessee legit? Are they somebody that we should be scared of moving down the road? Or maybe not be scared of, but respect?
I'm usually scared of other teams' shadows, Stephen, and that could be, the 32nd team in the league. So, yeah, I am comparatively nervous in the playoffs, potentially, against the Titans. That's just a game where I don't think anybody can go into it.
Because if the Jets win this weekend and we go to the 5 seed, we play
Tennessee.
Correct.
There was a moment, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, where that's where it was. It was Dolphins versus Tennessee, I think, a couple weeks ago. And that's just, to me, I just don't think we need that stress. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a stressful game. That's an annoying media circus, stressful game where the Tua haters are going to eat up the fact that Tannehill, the ex-Dolphin quarterback, potentially, I don't even want to go further.
Tennessee wins that division, right? Like, they're winning the South. Nobody's beating
them.
Oh,
God, yeah. Come on.
I agree with that.
The South is abysmal right now.
So, is the measuring stick, okay, we don't care. We just want to face Tennessee so we can prove to them and to our fan base we're better. Do we want that revenge game? Is there a revenge game to be had there? Or like what would I think it'd be a very interesting matchup against Tennessee in the playoffs. I do. Tannehill against his former team, it would be a storyline that the NFL would want to see.
That's true. It's not a storyline I want to see for my blood pressure, but it's something that I think people could eat up 100%. The NFL probably would love that as a first-round game more than most. That would be phenomenal for them, but it would put me in a stupor. Frankly. There is a conceivable way that the Dolphins go through such a ridiculously hard path with such quarterbacks and comparables. Imagine if they go Tannehill and then the Lamar Jackson mess and then, Pat Mahomes to cap it all up. There is a treacherous potential path, which is why the Dolphins really, truly need to find some way to win the division, get a bye, have a home field, one game. Oh, man, this is going to be what a ride for the next 6-7 weeks. Oh, boy.
Well, let's go to the other team that played last night, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. They've won 13 games the last 3 seasons. They trade away Davante Adams. Their whole world falls apart because they are not a good football team. They look bad. Aaron Rodgers was getting booed last night at Lambeau Field. What is up with the Green Bay Packers, and why have they just not been able to turn it around?
This is the Packers have been one of the better drafting teams, I guess. Just like they always do well, but lately they misplanned the future. I guess they should have given Rodgers a couple more weapons a couple of years ago, and not worried about the Jordan Love.
Why trade away Davante Adams if there's nobody there to back? To me, it just sounds like poor management from the GM, from the front office.
Years. They were a team with like the Ravens, the Steelers that, in the 90s, early 2000s, they were almost the standards in how to build, but they've mismanaged the last couple of years. And I think Rodgers missed an opportunity to really kind of go out gracefully or maybe with another organization. But this was mishandled.
I think that's what, and I feel like Green Bay would have been better served to just say, hey, you know what? We're going to hit the reset button. We're going to trade away Rodgers. We're going to get everything we can for him. We're going to trade away Devontae Parker. We're going to get everything we can for him. We're going to allow this new era of Jordan Love to see what he has, and we'll give him a chance. Just understand we're probably not making the playoffs this year. Now, you've kind of set yourself up as a franchise to be like, wow, now Aaron Rodgers is on the downside of his career. You're not getting as much for him now. And there's less teams out there now because one of the teams would have maybe have been us, but that's not the case anymore now with Tua. Deshaun Watson obviously signing with Cleveland. Cleveland's out the door now. Now there's not, Carolina, maybe, but does Aaron Rodgers, I think, would retire before he would go play in Carolina with that organization that seems to just be, backwards. So I don't know. I don't know what to say as maybe Denver, but you just gave all that money to Russell Wilson, but you pull the plug on that and say we just screwed up. So I'm interested to see what happens in the whole Green Bay fiasco and what Aaron Rodgers decides to do, because I think aside of Aaron Rodgers, I saw the interview last night with him and Marshawn Lynch. I think he wants to stay, or I think he wants to play, but I don't think he wants to play for Green Bay anymore. And I can tell you right now, he is hating life with the Packers right now. That press conference last night, he wants nothing to do with being on the Packers organization right now.
Agreed. And just to answer Cap for life, Tennessee, I'm scared of Derrick Henry. I think Vrabel's a great coach, and I just dislike – wrong word. I just don't want to deal with the Tannehill situation if I don't have to. I'm not terrified of the team, but they are a problematic team potentially in the playoffs. I'll stick to that.
All right, let me bring in back to from straight from his telehealth appointment, Eric. Are you surviving? Are you healthy?
I'm good. Down 40 pounds. We're doing good. That took an interesting day this morning, wee hours of the morning.
Say that again.
So that Tennessee information, that Tennessee situation with their offense being clicking just took an interesting turn wee hours of this morning.
Why? What happened?
Oh, yeah, the coach.
The offensive coordinator was arrested, DUI, everything after the game last night.
The Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator?
Correct, yes.
What?
Friday. Must have
Why
got
is
him.
that out all over Twitter?
Oh, he's up there.
I don't see it at all. It's not even trended.
Just type Titans OC.
Yep.
What? Todd Downing arrested for DUI and speeding last night. Wow, driving under the influence.
In the age of Uber, it's just not acceptable.
My guess is they got it late last night, or they got a little too hammered on the flight back, and probably got arrested driving home. That would be my guess, because game ended at what, 10 o'clock last night, 11 o'clock last night, probably on their flight by 1 a.m., like 2.5, 3 hour flight to Tennessee, 2.5 hour flight to Tennessee. What are you going to do when you land in Tennessee at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning? Unless he went.
I mean,
someone's working.
Somebody,
Someone's working an Uber.
Nashville.
I mean,
Tennessee.
yeah.
If someone's working an Uber, Nashville.
Or a cab. I mean, it's an airport. There's always someone waiting for a ride, waiting for a fee.
I will say this. I don't know if this is bad. I also got to give some blame to the Titans. Like, if he was that bad, like, they shouldn't have even allowed him to get in the car.
100%. It's not a good look for the team, especially if it happened walking off the plane and into his car. Unless this guy was perfectly sober and then went downtown and ended up at Aldean's or something. It's something that's open till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? You got to figure they didn't get in until a minimum 2, 3 a.m. You know what time?
Most NFL teams offer free rides, safe ride programs.
Especially after what happened with Ruggs.
Oh,
they really cracked. Because that happened after a game too, didn't it?
Interesting.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but wow. Man, that's crazy. I don't even get that.
Talking about throwing a Doc Cloud over a striving team, your offense is clicking. They looked really good on their first drive. Tannehill looked really well. And then
what do you think the punishment for him is going to be? What could you see the team? I think the team is going to do it, but they're going to do it so the NFL doesn't do it. And I mean, what do you think?
I would say probably a couple weeks suspension, enrollment into it's going to be like the same thing when a union guy gets jammed up at work. Oh, I have a problem. instead of firing him, if he admits he has a problem, now you can't fire him. I'll go to classes, and he'll get enrolled in a drug alcohol program. I'll have to probably go to AA. The team will keep track on it. I mean, what's worse than that? Blowing lines off your desk in your office. I got a problem. Oh.
Oh my goodness. Well, so it's so all right. The weird segue. I'm watching The Shop last night, the thing with LeBron, and what's his face? Des Bryant is up there. He's one of the guests. And they get into Jeff Ireland asking the question to Des Bryant about his mom being a prostitute. And so they get in, they start. Yeah. I can't hear you. I don't know why. When you talk sometimes, Eric, I'm not. What did you say?
I said, yeah, about his mom being a
prostitute. I know, that's so weird. Yeah. And it was weird because like I'm watching this and they're talking about they're talking about the Dolphins. They were talking about Tyreek. They were talking about how good the Dolphins are. And I was like, man, LeBron James is talking about how good Tyreek Hill is and the Dolphins. I was on cloud nine last night, just so y'all know. And then Des Bryant comes in there and they start talking about Jeff, I went to the Dolphins to meet with them. And Jeff Ireland asked me if my mom was a prostitute. And I'm just like, can we escape any off the field issues, please? Like, I don't want any headline tomorrow being The Shop on the NFL talked about Des Bryant being asked by the Miami Dolphins if his mom was a prostitute, right? And I'm just like, that's one thing in the back of my mind. We talk about Dolphin fans having PTSD. That's one thing in the back of my mind. I'm like, I just don't want nothing stupid to happen. I don't want any off the field issues. None. Like this whole thing with the Tennessee coordinator. I pray nothing like that happens.
It's always something. And it's like I was scrolling TikTok the other day, and this TikTok popped up, and it was when I just want to call my grandma scene when Ireland traded Vontae Davis. Yeah. And the thing had like 18 million views. And I was like, why is this clip, and it didn't really shed a bad light,
but it's
just
the Dolphins for years have had this negative image off the field and even in the locker room, just like the whole Richie Incognito thing. Like it's just
that was the worst.
Just negative connotation towards them for years. And so that's the other thing about this whole thing with the Dolphins being where they're at right now. This is just weird. It's a great feeling. It's very weird, and I've never felt it before because I've always, as a Dolphins fan, had to deal with drama off the field, how this team, heck, you can even say this year we had to too with Stephen Ross and the whole situation. We couldn't even escape it this year. Our franchise, that is one thing we have not escaped in 25 years is off the field issues.
Luckily, the on-field has been playing so well that no one really cares about what happened in the last 6-7 months off the field.
That's true. And
that's a new thing.
That is a new thing too. That is true. Man, it's so interesting.
It's a weird parallel.
It is, right?
Or it's not even a parallel. It's almost like it's like a 180 from what we're used to. So I'll take it.
Man, I don't know what the Dolphins do or the NFL does moving forward with stuff like this, especially now that a coach obviously had the DUI issue. But my hope is that they, I hope the Tennessee Titans, especially in this particular situation, just say, okay, we're just going to offer a free ride service getting home, or we're not.
They already do because it was brought up after the Ruggs situation because they were bowling, and it was brought up, and people were posting that the NFL has
a free ride service. But they said it was not available to Ruggs at the time of his incident. There's times when it's available, and there's times when it's not. But in this particular situation, in this particular situation, I feel like the Tennessee Titans moving forward should just be like, we are going to offer, we're just going to pay for everybody to get home. That's how we're going to do this.
Or
don't even bother coming. We'll pay for you.
Not get shit faced on your flight home after beating a 4 and 5.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I mean,
how much can you have to drink from Green Bay to Nashville after the game?
I mean, I got obliviated from the church to my reception for my wedding. So you get hammered a lot of drinks in a short period of time.
How fast can you get drunk? Let's go. You know, look.
Give me a bottle of Patron, and I'll show you.
But on a flight from Green Bay to Nashville,
Steven, why don't we get my brother on here and ask how fast you can get drunk?
God.
Go to a Dolphins game being from New England and not drinking water at all, and he'll show you how fast you can get drunk at a tailgate.
Your brother. William Perry said he's just gonna tag celebrity base, which is rehab.
Basically.
Oh my goodness.
I have an issue. All right. Week suspension, no pay, enrollment in alcohol treatment.
By the way, I'm not saying he does have an issue. He might not, but in this particular situation, he made a bad judgment, you know?
No, but that will be his out. I'm not saying he has an issue, but working in a big union environment, right? So obviously I work in a shipyard building submarines for the Navy. Everything's union, right? But I'm on the security side. So anytime we pull somebody out who is drunk at work, high at work, nobody's fired because the union says we'll get him help. That's the out.
All right, last thing I want to talk about that before we drop the link and let people come on is I know we're not big soccer fans, but I feel like it's sports. It's related. World Cup's here. Very interesting. They're playing in Qatar or Qatar, whatever you want to say. Qatar. This whole situation is crazy. So if you go to Netflix, there's a big documentary about the whole situation that just came out this past week. Insane how this whole thing is. And now people on Twitter, players, are saying like, okay, we don't feel safe here. This is very interesting.
I have told you that. Look what they did to the Danish reporter the other night.
I know that was the next thing. The Danish reporter ends up getting like pretty much assaulted, covering the World Cup there. That the World Cup, I love. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I watch the World Cup. Like I get into it. Crazy that this whole thing, like it doesn't even look like it's a safe environment for them.
Qatar is pretty safe. We used to take leave, like when you're in Iraq, Afghanistan, well, more Iraq, they used to give 4-day passes to guys. Hey, go take some R&R in Qatar for 4 days.
Yeah. Well,
there were some other things like paying citizens to dress as other fans, or supposedly like players that have been bribed to throw a game for the host nation to win the first round. A lot of craziness going on with this.
I've seen it all on Twitter about the World Cup, man. It's been insane. Now let's get something straight. I'm gonna watch the World Cup.
I love international soccer, Olympics and World Cup. I love.
Yeah, I'll watch it, but it's gonna be, it's definitely very political right now and very insane, and just like the whole Danish reporter thing that I saw, I was like, man, I feel like we're just scratching the surface. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better there.
Yeah, I'm Portuguese, so soccer's in my blood, so I follow soccer. I'm following this development with the Ronaldo situation that's going on now. It's turned into a shitstorm.
Oh man,
it's insane.
Manchester United terminating Ronaldo contract for doing an interview that's tell the truth.
It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
we got a month of the World Cup for all this stuff. Can't wait.
I know, it'll be crazy. You guys want to see good soccer content? Check out my man Alex Dono. He's got a good soccer podcast. He
loves soccer.
He loves soccer, man. It's really, really good, man. You guys should go check it out.
Messi to enter Miami is almost a guaranteed thing. I heard.
Say what?
I heard Messi to enter Miami is all but guaranteed after the World Cup.
Dude, let Messi come to Miami, bro.
Put Tua and him in a picture. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget it.
So,
There's a Luongo last night had a picture with Tua.
Tua.
The photo I never knew I needed. It was awesome.
Florida has a hockey team.
Oh, please. Whatever, you Bruins fan.
Why don't you look up the standings of the Bruins?
Uh-oh.
It's
All
the
the stuff.
beginning of the season. Get out of
They've
here.
lost
guys.
2 games, dude. They're like 15-1, 15-2.
See, I can't with this guy.
Celtics won 8 straight so far.
Celtics suck too.
That's hitting a nerve.
I know. He comes up here from his New England high horse.
Hitting a
Thank
nerve.
God he's a Dolphins fan. How the heck did you become a Dolphins fan
I was
living
gonna
in
post
enemy
the other day,
territory?
I said, and it was Dolphins leading the East, Celtics leading Atlantic, the Eastern Conference, the Bruins leading the Atlantic. I said, this is my life.
Y'all boo this man. Throw tomatoes at
How did we
Aaron.
get here?
Boo this man.
I got a good shot at having 2 teams in the knockout round of the World Cup between Portugal and the U.S., maybe even Italy.
I live in Baltimore. That is correct, but that's fine. Von 954 says, I lived in Qatar for a bit. It's as safe as it can be. When I was there, they were building up the Doha for the World Cup a few years ago. A lot of money put into this World Cup there.
Nobody's denying that they're not spending money. It's the richest area in the world, but the way that they're treating their guests, and the Danish guy put it perfectly. You invited us here to cover the world. You invited us here to cover your country for the World Cup. You can't be treating us like this. And then, ultimately, Qatar ended up releasing an apology on how everything went down. But what if that wasn't recorded? It would have
went by the wayside. Nobody would have saw it. And think about what's not being reported.
Exactly. It's just like anything in this world,
Yeah.
The only stuff that gets the cover.
Unrelated, Qatar Air is always the best airline in existence.
Von 954 is working. He's working right now.
I disagree. I'll take Emirates any day.
I think what did I fly? I think I flew United Emirates over to what did I fly over to London? What is the big airline over there? Is it United Emirates? Is that the one that he flies over there?
One of the bigger ones.
What's the other ones? Name a couple of the other big airlines over there.
I mean, dude,
help me out, man. You're supposed to know this stuff.
Frontier? Would you fly Frontier? Spirit?
Wasn't Frontier.
I fly Frontier from Trenton.
Hey,
West Palm.
Frontier. No lie. Frontier has a Frontier has a special that is going on right now. Okay, for $599, you will get an unlimited flight. Unlimited flights for $599 a year. For 1 year.
I got to do that for here to Miami. That's perfect.
$599.
Frontier's not that bad, everybody.
But Frontier doesn't go from BWI to Fort Lauderdale. Otherwise, I'd
worse
probably
than Spirit, and you could actually become a Spirit on
No
Spirit.
way it's worse than Spirit.
Yes.
Frontier's worse than Spirit?
Yes.
No way.
There's a reason why they offer $19 flights. Spirit's at least $25 flights.
So the question of the day, put it in the chat. What is the worst airline? Go and why?
Although I did basically crash land on Southwest last year. So
I love Southwest.
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever do Southwest.
Southwest is great. If you're flying no more than 3 hours, perfect.
If
you're flying more than 3 hours, you better get a better airline.
All right.
I just booked a flight yesterday on United, so we'll see how that goes.
I used to love JetBlue. That was my favorite.
I do love JetBlue, but the week I'm flying, which is February,
it tells you a ticket without a seat. Wing? That was good, Bam.
$19 flight. Pay for
that
your
was good, Bam.
$5 bag.
That was great.
Your $55 seat.
Wing. We have the left to the right wing available.
Spirit is absolutely garbage. Spirit, bad flights, terrible lines, bad customer service. Spirit charges for everything. Literally, it's like a Walmart version of Airlines.
Oh God.
See, here's the thing. I like Southwest because you get 2 bags for free. You get a carry-on. It's honestly, I've never had a real bad experience with them at all, ever. I came close last year, but I ended up getting compensated for it, and they took care of me, and it's what it was. And it was a miscommunication issue over anything. So, which happened. So, but United, American, and Delta, I've always had bad customer service with them. Just horrible. Just straight up bad. So I don't want to fly them.
Yeah, I'll fly Spirit if we make like a last minute decision to come down to a game, Dave and I, because they have especially if I decide to fly in on like a Sunday morning, because they have a 5:30 a.m. flight.
Straight from New England, from Boston?
New England, from Boston to Fort Lauderdale, they have a flight that's usually like $130 round trip, leaves at 5:30 in the morning out of Boston, lands at 9 in Fort Lauderdale. And that's with a stop in Myrtle Beach.
That's pretty good, actually. And usually are staying on the same flight, so you don't have to get off.
Like Tua's first game, we decided to fly in on Sunday morning, and we landed at 10 a.m., drove right over to the stadium. There was no tailgating because it was still COVID. If that's the only time I'll really fly Spirit, is if I decide last minute.
See, with all the equipment that I have for the podcast and stuff, I have to fly whatchamacallit, because it gets a little crazy. Didn't Frontier and Spirit have a merger? 5954 said, I don't know. No idea. Delta was good for less than a 3-hour flight, Cruz Ruiz says. Rashad said, American Airlines canceled my flight to New York on my birthday and didn't offer another flight or a refund. I paid for ticket insurance. Rashad, that sounds just like you got.
Call him back, man. Call him back.
Von 954 says, Spirit, because they suck and they rob you without a gun. You got to pay to carry your wallet with you on a Spirit flight.
That's funny. Damn.
Oh my God.
That's funny stuff.
All right.
Hey, I'm jumping off. I got into Warzone, so I'll catch up with you guys. Love you both.
Tell people to donate. And why don't you donate? Donate to the channel. I like how he looked around. Hit the like button. Get out of here, you wicked monster. Can't with that guy. All right, I'm dropping the link for people.
Drop the link, my man.
Drop in the link for Spread Kindness Friday.
We'll throw a card up that I started yesterday. We got a Jalen Waddle Mosaic Blue Chips Gem 10. Start getting people on the auctioning. I know you're an auctioneer at heart, Steven, so why don't you start at 5 with this one? 5 buckaroonies.
All right, so
wow.
Hold on. Here's
People
what we'll do.
Damn.
It is. Here, hold on. Put it up again. All right, so you're giving that away?
Yes, sir.
And what grade is it?
Gem 10, my man. Perfecto.
And it's a rookie card of Jalen Waddle?
Correct. It's like a prismy, shiny.
Right, so this is what we'll do. I'll start what we're going to do is we're going to try to get as many donations as we can in here.
Okay.
So I will allow cumulative totals. So you donate, if it's $5, whatever, the winner will get that. The loser, you just donated to the channel and you help the channel grow. So thank you for your donation. That's how we're going to do it. So we'll start the bidding at 5. So right now, Eric just put in $20. So he's got $20. Anybody beats 20, go from there. And Eric can keep on adding to his $20 thing. So Jason, is going to be on you to just keep track of all that, of where we're at with it.
We'll do this until 11:30, and then I got to hop off. Right. Normal life calls, but until 11:30 with this card. Let's do it up.
All right. Let me bring in my brother from another mother, Batman. Batman. What's up,
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Morning, Batman.
Good morning. Good morning. Like the conversation today. We got 2 exciting shows later after this. We got Nando at 2. right? And we got Bruce
rewind.
Leroy. Lunchtime rewind. And we got Bruce Leroy, CB83 tonight, right? What time is that?
That's at 8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. All right, we're cooking buffalo tonight. I like that.
Cooking buffalo. I like it. What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to say. I mean, look, I don't know the intangibles of what happened to the coach as far as Tennessee. So he flew back right on the plane, and then he got the ticket in Tennessee, right?
Yep. Nashville.
I will say that
state patrol pulled him over. State police.
My personal experience with Ubering and Lyft in Tennessee was horrific, and I can, especially in the wee hours. We're talking you could wait an hour for an Uber. So I don't want to make an excuse, but
no, you're not. But I get what you're saying. But to me, then it goes to the team that if he was that bad, which it sounds like he was, he got pulled over for it, right? That they should have been like, bro, you're not driving home. We'll take you home.
Yeah,
and it's not. And look, he's a grown man. He deserves a majority, if not 95% of the responsibility of this. But so do the Titans to a certain extent too, because he got drunk on their, like they should have known he was not in a good place, and somebody should have witnessed that and told him. And bro, you can't drive.
You're telling me out of everybody on that staff that was with that man, nobody made maybe somebody did, and he was just like, hey, I'm driving no matter what. You know what I mean?
There we go. Cruz Ruiz with the $50 donation.
Nice.
Let's go. All right, so nice. Eric can do $31 more and get up in there. But right now, Cruz Ruiz is the winner at $50. Come on, y'all. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Throw up the card one more time, Jason, so they can see the card. A Jalen Waddle rookie card graded out of 10. Mosaic.
10 out of 10. Graded 10.
All right, let me bring in Pamela. Good morning, Pamela.
Good morning.
Pamela.
Hey,
hello. How's it going, everybody?
Pretty good.
Good morning.
How you doing, Pamela?
Good morning. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, and I know Batman knows what I was going to talk about. So I wanted to tell you, Stephen, about my husband.
Okay.
So the Artemis that just launched Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, right?
Yep.
They had a stoppage of countdown, right?
Yep.
Because there was a hydrogen leak, and they sent up 3 red crew, which means they go into the blast zone, which is not where you want to be. But my husband is the hydrogen tech that took care of that.
Wow.
And yeah. So if you go on and you look anything, like it's on my Twitter page, there was an interview, and he's the guy in the back that never says anything. So there's like this huge YouTube and Twitter thing to get my husband to talk, because he let the young kid talk. My husband said absolutely nothing. So there's this whole thing about give Billy the mic. So anyways, there's Billy right there.
Hey, Billy.
Acting all quiet.
Hey, Billy. Nice work. Good job.
Thanks.
That's what's up, man.
So,
that's what's up.
Yep, that's the man. That's the man that saved that mission, and he didn't get blown up, and I'm really glad.
2 for 2.
Hey, real
2 for
quick,
2.
just so you know, so Eric had donated 20. Eric just donated 50. So Eric
wants
$70. McGodevaloa did 10, but remember, it's the highest cumulative total donation. So McGodevaloa, I appreciate the $10 donation, but if you want, it's the highest donation for this particular card. A cumulative total. So right now,
I
Eric
think you should donate
70.
and then give the card to Billy.
And
Eric attaboy.
is winning at 70, and I want to say who's that? Cruz Ruiz has 50 right now. He's in second.
Yep, we got Eric C at like 70, Cruz at 50, and Magoda at 10.
All right, let's keep
All
them
right.
coming. Let's
Cool,
keep the donations coming.
20 minutes.
All right, let me bring on my brother from another mother, Robert. Good morning, Robert.
What up, my man?
How are you,
What's
buddy?
going on, Robert? What's going on?
Robert.
Good. So real quick on Qatar. Qatar ain't bad. I've enjoyed a few beers there. It ain't a bad place.
Well, if you're enjoying beers, nothing is too bad, right?
Some alcohol.
That's not entirely true, Pamela. The beer just softens the blow sometimes.
Exactly.
Did you hear what the cheapest beer is at Qatar? $92.
What?
Yes.
For one beer?
For the world.
That
for
country
the
is expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. For the games, $92.
Well, I mean, think about it. That country makes billions off oils.
Go to the lowest. 70's the highest at the moment.
You're talking
Hashtag bring your own cooler.
You're talking a bunch of princes driving around in really expensive cars. Like, people in that country are generally really well off. It's not a large country by any means. Most of the people that work service industry, they're actually coming from neighboring countries that don't have that wealth. But, like, it's not where I go to drink.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, though, man?
On Qatar? Like,
Yeah, the whole situation.
it's not Iran.
Okay, that's true.
It could be Iran.
No.
It's not Iran.
You got nothing on Iran.
It's bad, but it's not Iran bad.
Like,
That's such a good take.
It's not Baghdad.
It's not Baghdad. It's not Iraq.
I've been to Baghdad too, but I mean, yeah, it's
Love it. All right, let me bring in somebody else. Todd, good morning, Todd. How are you, my friend? I did get your text, by the way.
Good morning, Todd.
That is an awesome it starts at 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Not that long going when you go into it, but Salisbury, man, you want to talk about backing up Tua. I haven't seen a video like that in a while.
Look, there are people out there in the national media that love Tua. There are
He
those.
flat out says Tua is the MVP above Mahomes right now, hands down.
Well, I mean, I agree. I agree with them personally.
And Sean Salisbury's been around a long time.
Yep. And he has been critical of Tua in the past. I do know that.
Who is?
Well, that just makes his thought more valid, right?
Well, in there he says, "I've never buried Tua." He goes, "I've never buried him." But he starts bringing up how everybody's saying, "Oh, it's the receivers making Tua and all that." He goes, "No, the quarterback." He goes, "I've seen good quarterbacks with great receivers and look bad." He goes, "It doesn't work that way. You want to have." He goes, "You look at all the great quarterbacks; they've always had great receivers. You want to build that team."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, to
I
play
like
off
that.
that point, I mean, look at Tua's numbers. I mean, the numbers that he's first in the NFL in are the most
Are
indicative.
ridiculous.
It's the most indicative of quarterback performance. First in the league in passer rating, first in the league in QBR, first in TD percentage, first in yards per attempt. I'm not exaggerating. These are first. He's first in all of these.
And what's the biggest thing? What's the biggest knock?
Wins.
No.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, the biggest knock we've always had on him
Distance.
is come third down.
Third down is first in every metric.
Look what he's doing on third down now. It's like it doesn't matter the distance.
He's killing it. Well, now everybody keeps moving the goalposts. Now they're bringing back. Oh, can he win in the cold weather again? Everybody keeps.
I
moving
know
the
they keep
goalposts.
changing it. That's right, Batman. They keep changing
And
it. Next
All
time
right,
it's going to
let me-
be on his hair or something.
All right. Before I bring in the next person that I have back here, who I'm sure has a lot to say, Jason, show the people what they are bidding on. Right now, we're taking donations. We're doing a donation channel bid, I guess, or auction.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the prize is a Jalen Waddle 2021 Mosaic graded 10 rookie card.
Wow.
Which is pretty awesome. Okay?
Nice.
If you donate to the channel and you lose, you just donated to the channel. I appreciate the donations to the channel. Right now, we have 3 people that have donated, and it's a cumulative total. So which means that if you donate, $10 and then down the road you donate additional, we add everything that you donated in concession for that. So right now, tell us who's in the lead, Jason. Who do we have?
Right now, it looks like we still have Eric Carrier in the lead with 70, Ruiz behind with 50, and Magoda below at 10.
All right,
So
so
that's-
keep the
that's
donations
cumulative.
coming
Yep.
in.
You got 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes.
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it off at
Steve-
11:30. We're gonna
and
cut it off
Stephen
at
D,
11:30.
I need to say something, Jason Sarney. I've always loved your work on every platform you've been on.
Oh, yeah.
Man, thank you so much.
Great.
That means the world to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Real quick, Steven, I'm jumping off, man. Everybody have a blessed day. Keep the
Batman,
donations
be
coming.
safe.
Hit the
Take
like
care,
button.
buddy.
I got an early day today, so I gotta hurry. I get to go home early today. So much love to everybody. Fins up, Fort of the sky. Everybody have a
Don't lie
blessed
to
day.
yourself. Something
Love
will
you.
come up.
Later,
Love you, bro.
Batman.
Be well, Batman.
Have a good one.
All right, let me bring in the next person here, ladies and gentlemen. Pete. Pete
Oh,
is in the building.
Peter.
Pete,
What
get off mute.
ridiculousness
You're on
is
mute,
it gonna
Pete.
be today?
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Happy Friday to everybody. Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Jason.
Morning.
What a beautiful card, dude.
Oh, dude, this
That's
I
a
love this
Mosaic. Rookie Jalen Waddle. Dude,
You know
that
it-
card right there, easily over. I would say right now, $150. Easily.
Talk
And
to
it's
him,
graded
Pete.
10.
It's a gem
And it's
10,
graded.
sir.
And that card, listen, that card has nothing but value to go up. I don't see the
Talk to
trajectory on that card going down. That's a card right now you guys should buy. Keep it for a long time, because if he makes the Hall of Fame,
Well, Pete,
you have a beautiful
people
rookie
to-
Jalen Waddle.
tell the people to donate, man. Right now, the
Preach
winning
to
bid
'em,
is
baby.
$70, so they can win it with $80 or whatever. Tell them to
But
donate.
so
Pete.
let me
you're
ask
saying,
you, Steven.
you're saying Eric's coming out like a bandit right now at 70. That's what you're
That's
saying.
what you're saying, Pete.
I think, and I just finished saying, Jason, anything under 200 right now, at the moment, it's like a steal. It's a steal. It's a steal of a deal.
It's a good take by Pete. If you see
I
what
like
did
it. I like Pete. Pete, I like it. Tell him.
I love
Tell him to donate, Pete. Go ahead, Pete. Floor is yours.
he crushed it on the cell. Pete, finish it up.
All right,
No,
let me.
he's right. No, this
let me-
is
let me-
I'm sorry. I had to ignore a call. What did y'all say?
No, tell the folks where to donate.
You guys know where to donate. Miami Sports Music. Get that Jalen Waddle. And that Jalen. But hold on real quick, because you guys got to hit that like button no matter what, right?
Yes.
right,
That's
but
what I
let me
was
tell
gonna
you,
say.
Steven.
Hit the like,
So
please.
Cruz is out here. He's winning first place. So it's whoever donates the most, or is it going to be like a
It's
slot?
cumulative. Whoever donates the most in total cumulatively. So right now, Eric has
12
70.
minutes.
He has two donations, a 20 and a 50. So that's 70. And Cruz right now, it just has 50. So if Cruz wants to donate more, I would add on to his 50 that he's already donated.
Then you know, this is where the takes get wild from Pete. Jason, let me ask you a question real quick. When you got that graded, Jason, when you got that graded, what was the population on that card?
I
Out of
think
10.
4. I think 4. Let me check
4?
right now. I think. Let me.
There's
I'm
bro.
gonna do the scan right now.
Just that alone. Listen to me. That
Yeah,
card is
yes.
probably $1,000.
Oh,
Is it numbered?
It's not $1,000.
It's not numbered. It's not numbered. The population is indeed 4. The population's 4.
It's 4. That means there's only 4 in the world, guys, graded at a 10. You know how
That's
hard,
pretty awesome.
as each year goes by, it's going to be harder and harder to get a 10. So get it now and be part of the great 4. That's all I got to say.
Pete, are you interviewing for a job right now? I mean, this is
Everybody
outstanding.
already thinks I have him on the payroll.
I don't know, man.
Don't lie, Steven. You do.
No, I just love. I love you. I have so many Waddle rookie cards, Jason. None of them are graded, but I have a whole bunch of them. I have a whole bunch of Tua cards. I'm a Tua-neer when it comes to collecting football cards.
Well, I'll tell you what, to play off what Pete's saying, this is not the last Jalen Gem 10 that we'll be doing in this channel. And we got a lot more where that came from. So thank you, Pete. And let's go. Let's see if we got Eric sweating here. Anybody want to go above
What
7?
time is on the clock? We got 10
We
minutes.
got
I feel
11
like-
minutes.
I feel
11
like
minutes.
Cruz keeps on asking that. Cruz is going to wait till the last second to steal it out from under him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Oh, yeah.
Jason, can you search
like
up
eBay.
also when was the last sale of that card at a 10? If there was any sold?
I could look. Give me a second. You guys
I appreciate that.
Talk amongst
And Steven,
yourselves.
you guys know how I feel about this bye week, right? This just completely
Yeah.
derailed.
Are we winning the bye week, Pete? Are we gonna win it?
No, I told you already.
Steven,
You
if
should
you
know how I
listen to
feel. This
Pete, we're
bye
not
week,
winning anything ever. Even when we have a
Nah.
winning record, we're not winning.
Robert, it's not Wednesday, but listen to what I'm telling you. You guys know how it was when Tua was coming back off of that headache, right? Remember, he was coming off of the headache, and things were saying, "Oh, he's gonna a headache." He was rusty, this and
A
that.
headache?
This
Let's
bye
hold
week,
up. Let's hold up.
This-
That wasn't a headache. That was a concussion. There's a difference.
Very, very big
it
difference.
was a concussion the first week, but the second and third week, it was just headaches. It was
Based
just
upon
little.
what, Pete?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
When did you get a medical degree?
That's what happened.
I've been trying to wonder that for a
no,
second,
no.
Robert.
No.
Hey,
You're talking
medical
shit,
degree
and I'm going to
comes by
call you
headache?
out on it.
Swear jar, Robert.
I'll keep it clean. Sorry.
You
You're
owe him
talking that ish, and I'm going to call you out on it. You want a doctor?
But let me ask you, when did you get a license on identifying people over the internet, whether they have a license or not, Robert? Who are you?
Furnish
How
a
do you know
license.
what I have or not?
MD, Pete.
How do you know what I have or not?
You constantly speak out of your butthole.
I see no PhD or MD after Pete's
For
name.
one,
I
that's
see
the
that.
best. That's the best take Robert has ever gave. That's a factual take. I'm no MD, but I can give my opinion on it.
I just play one
You
on
give your
TV.
opinion on everything, and you're wrong the majority of times.
Majority, not all the time. Most.
I
of the
just
What's
say
up, guys?
majority.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Alex,
morning.
can you let Robert know I have never. The only time I've been wrong is on this coach Mike McDaniel. That's
No,
the only thing I've been
Pete,
wrong
Oh
on.
my
Hold
lord.
up,
You've
hold
been
up,
wrong on
hold
a
up.
lot of things, my friend.
The only
Listen,
time.
Rosen, Tua,
The only time.
Flo,
Yeah, Waddle.
the concussion, the medical stuff you just
Teddy.
said 5 seconds ago. Teddy. Let's
Jacoby
see what other.
Brisket.
Deshaun
You see,
Watson.
Steven, you see, I didn't start this. This is Spread Kindness Friday. I've been nice.
I know, but you can't
I'm
you
not
can't
being
say
mean.
stuff,
Friday.
Pete,
I'm being
without
honest.
Lies or propaganda Friday. It's
Oh, I didn't know I was in here.
it's
Hi,
on when you
everybody.
that's right.
You know, to be
Lies
honest,
and discontent.
To be honest, guys, what we're seeing from Tua, the last couple of weeks, has been unheard of. It's something that we've all for the last couple of years have been asking for, and we're getting it. And it's still, and you know what? It's still not satisfying other people out there. It's still not satisfying the fan base, some of the fan base, not all of the fan base, but a partial of them.
It never
And
will,
they still-
Alex.
That is not true.
And
That is
never
not
will.
it is
true.
true because there
That
are
is
people
not
out
true.
there. There is some Dolphin fans
Well-
out there that still don't believe in the kid, and
There
still
is a
think
there,
that.
but and let me tell you something, Alex. They're not wrong for not thinking
They
that this
are
guy is not the truth. No, they're
What?
not.
But
They're
why?
wrong.
Okay,
By the law.
why, Pete? Tell me why.
For the law.
There are
Because you
Tell me
guys are
why.
going. You guys
Alex,
are
you're
going
going
on
to
a small
fantasy land.
sample size.
You're going to
You're going
fantasy
on a
land.
small. First of all, Alex, you're going on a small
eye test.
sample size, and we need to see if it sustains. Okay, so it's only been 3 games,
Pete,
Alex. 3 games,
watch
and now you want to rate him MVP?
hold up.
If you watch football for over 50
What about the
years,
Ravens
and you
game?
watch people come and go, and you get a sense of from your own eye test of when somebody is great. And
Yeah,
my
of
eye
course.
test says the kid is great.
Mm-hmm.
And-
So I'm not even going to
But
go
that's the
with that.
thing, Pam.
when was the last
Everybody
time
has
we
a
saw-
different eye test.
Hold on,
You
hold
see,
on.
some people are.
we saw
Some
a
people are
Dolphins
blind.
quarterback.
Let me get one comment in, then I'll give
Go
it back.
ahead,
to Alex.
Robert. I'm sorry, man.
Pete,
I'm sorry, Robert.
you only play it that way when it fits your narrative. You're quick to bash people off of one game or one performance and constantly roll the other way. I'm not against
Yep.
you having a take if you don't like it, but keep it consistent. Because you pick Brissett and Rosen and Teddy and Skyler and everybody
Teddy,
else
yep.
off on one
And
game.
I'm so happy you guys bring that up because guess what? Your favorite.
All right. Whoa. Pete.
What's going on
Pete,
here?
you got to
What-
pull the mic
Whoa.
away from your mouth.
Whoa, what's
Pete,
going
I
on
didn't hear
here?
you. Pete, go out and come back in real quick. Go out and come back in.
Steven,
breaking up.
the
Hold
thing
on.
is,
Hold on,
I'm
Alex.
sorry.
Hold on real quick. Hold
I'm
on.
sorry,
real quick.
Steven.
Go ahead, Jason. Give us an update on where we're at because people
We
are
got
wanting to know.
okay.
Throw up the card.
11:25. 5 minutes to go, and we got to exceed 70.
Right now, the highest donation is 70 by Eric Carrier.
And while we're on that, I want to piggyback off of what Pamela said on the eye test. Yeah, I mean, look, the stats are great, but a lot of these throws, that's the eye test that I need to see. The Sherfield throw, impeccable. The Waddle throw in the end zone to win
was
against
a
Baltimore,
beautiful
impeccable.
pass.
The Gesicki throw, where listen, there was one person on the field that could have gotten that ball, and it was Mike Gesicki. And if he didn't get it, a kid in the stands would have caught it. You know, so he's doing things. He's limiting mistakes. That throw, another throw.
To Waddle?
No, the throw to Tariq off the back foot to the sideline. It was only like a 20-yard throw, but Orlovsky broke it down.
Shaq Finn says new rule: no one can say eye test again.
Oh, I'm good with that. I like the eye test. I get that because a throw a couple of years ago like that could have been like a duck, and it could have been picked off by the defender towing the sideline. But Tua threw it at the exact time off his back foot to Tariq over the sticks, where the only person in the world to have gotten it was his target. If he missed it, it would have fallen next to the sideline judge's foot. So,
and Jason, to bring up that point about the throw to Tyreek on the sidelines, I saw it. I'm like, oh no! I'm like, oh, and then I saw Tyreek shoot. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes, that's my point.
William Perry says movie theater looking for Pete.
Exactly. I thought it was like, what? And then when it landed, I was like, how did that happen?
I was like, man, that may have been. I was like, my goodness. I'm like, usually if a quarterback throws on his back feet, it's trouble. It's automatic trouble. Back foot, it's automatic trouble. But
he's throwing a lot of passes like that. He's throwing across the hash accurately off his back foot. These are passes you are not supposed to attempt, let alone complete. Like it should be an incompletion, but it's that. What was it? A 8-yard out to Waddle last week, and you see the defender flying for the ball, but he just can't get to it. Like,
but you want to know the way Tua threw that ball to Waddle on the sidelines? I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, it was.
I was looking for it. I don't see it on the thing.
Ridiculous.
And the Dolphins are clicking at the right time, right? So, we knew we were going to have stutter steps coming in, new coach, new offensive scheme, new parts plugged in. We knew. So we stuttered a little bit, but now we're on the roll. We saw that game that we wanted to see where everybody, with the exception of the special teams,
right?
Which maybe they'll get in line now, and if we get everybody in line, there's not a team I'm afraid of, not one.
All right, real quick, let's pause for a second. 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Someone's waiting with a snipe.
90 seconds.
Yeah, they're doing the sniper.
Put them in now. 90 seconds starting.
I think
now.
I know
90 seconds.
The highest bid is 70. Highest bid is 70. So you got to donate.
You need like
more than
Jaws
70.
music in the background.
Jaws music. Ready for this? Ready for the last minute? I'm gonna throw in another one. I'm throwing in this one.
What is that?
That's perfect.
Who's that?
I'm throwing this one in. This is part of a little Origins base card. It's this year. It's not a rookie card. It's this season's Origins card. I'm throwing it in with this.
Wow.
In the last minute crunch.
You got to donate. You got to donate now. Got to donate now.
Correct.
The shark is coming up out of the water.
I wish I got paid this week, guys. Oh man.
Cash App, PayPal, or YouTube.
And that's the bonus.
29 seconds, 30 seconds, everybody. 30
Carrier.
Now $90 is the winning bid.
Eric Carrier.
Oh, Caesar Ruiz. 170.
Where's the Cruises at with 100?
15 seconds.
He's at 170.
15 seconds.
Erickson, hold on.
15, 10,
no,
9, 8.
No. Hold on. Where's Eric at?
3, 2,
Hold on,
1.
Hold up, Emma.
Carriers at 90. Carriers at 90.
And where is Cruz at?
It's over. It's over.
Time.
Cruz. Cruz got
Jaws came up and snatched the victory.
Cruz is at 190, isn't it?
Jaws came up in the deep part of the ocean.
Is that Cruz?
He got 190. Cruz is at 190.
Cruz is
He's
at
in.
190, man.
Damn, love it, man.
Wow.
Cruz, send me your
Hey, good job, Steven.
That was
Send me
awesome.
your
Good job,
address.
bro.
That
Thank
was
you,
fun.
man.
But
Good
guys,
job, Steven, man. Congrats, bro.
we're gonna talk offline.
Real tough, man.
I lied. It was 170. It was 170. Sorry.
170.
170. It was 170. Tell Cruz where he can find whatever.
DM me to @Jason_Sarney if it's Twitter. Get me your address either there, or I guess you could send it to the YouTube channel, just Jason Sarney Fin things, whatever I am. I'll put it in the chat here. And yeah, good job. Thank you guys, everyone, for donating. Let me just get my YouTube link here.
It's going a long way.
Great job, Jason, as well, man. Great job, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. God bless everybody. Appreciate you guys
You
donating.
too, bud.
Simply put, Jason Sarney - Miami Dolphins content. It's my YouTube. Real creative there.
Thanks, Jason.
You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the bye week. And Steven, we'll talk about everybody else. I got to get a ton of cards out this weekend. Fins up, everybody.
Take care, bud.
Fins up, Jason.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
Steven,
real-
bro. Great job, Steven, man. And congrats again, my boy. And keep up the great work. And God bless you and your family, bro. I just wanted to get that out there to you, bro.
I was trying to watch.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
So real,
Steven, I gotta tell you that there's a movement to try and get my husband Billy on people's YouTube. Like you just go out there and you
go.
check out, give
Yeah.
Billy the mic. You are the only person so far that's had Billy Carnes on your channel.
Not a big
Think
deal.
about it. I'm
That's a
telling you,
big
look
deal.
it up.
He needs his own segment. There we go. Boom.
That's a very
Yes.
big deal. You know,
It's a big
but
deal.
when
Billy on the
was
mic.
last
There we go.
time-
Billy on the mic. Let's do
Billy
it.
on the mic.
Billy on the mic. You look it up. It's there.
When was the last time you guys have ever seen the Dolphins quarterback be this good? You know, in the stretch.
Not since
I've
not
never
since
seen it.
Marino.
I've only been
Yeah.
a fan since 2002. I've never seen this. I'm on another level.
That's
Let
right.
me, Steven, let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your I'm trying to say, I want to ask everybody this question. What is your on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence meter in this team right now?
10.
That's a lot.
Cam?
That's a lie, Steven.
I think we can win it. What?
Steven?
What?
You think we are the number one team in the NFL?
I think we're the team to beat.
I think we're the team to beat. That's real. Yeah.
I will
are
say
those
this.
different
I
statements?
feel like we're 3-1.
No. Robert's right. It comes out as different statements. No. Here's the reality. Here's my favorite saying, guys. Here's the reality of the situation. Okay. The Miami Dolphins are the number 2 seeded currently in the AFC East. I think, or in the AFC period. They're the number 1 team in the AFC East. I think there's a lot of teams that are going, and maybe we're the number 5 seed when it's all said and done this weekend with the games being played. But what I will say is I don't think there's a team that is more explosive than us. And so knowing that and understanding that, hey, we went toe to toe with Baltimore. We were able to just beat down the Browns. I look at those 2 teams and I think we're going to beat down Houston next weekend, right? And so with those being said, if we come out and we just straight up slap Houston, that's we're exactly where we want to be, man. We're exactly where we want to be. And I don't know another team that's better suited than us right now, other than the Dolphins. And that includes Kansas City. That's real. I'm not scared of any NFC team. Let's just get that straight. There is no NFC team that is out there. There's not one. There's not
Steven,
one.
can I
The Niners
point
defense
out
is pretty
that
scary.
the
Okay,
Browns
what's your confidence
game,
meter? What's
Okay,
your
my
confidence meter?
confidence number is a 13 because gotta love 13.
Shout out to Dan.
Yeah.
But so I want to point out that we have been guilty as a team for a long time to playing to our competition. So one thing that we did was really rattle Cleveland, right? So we did not play to the level of our competition. If you want to say that they're that much of a less than team, I'm not so sure that's totally accurate, but we played at our level. We played our game despite who we were playing. So that's a huge plus, I feel like.
That's a good point. Robert, what's your confidence meter right now in this team, Robert?
Two things. First off, I want to hit on a point that was addressed a while ago in a comment. No longer using the eye test. Can we make an agreement that the eye test is just code for I value my opinion more than the facts? And
No, but
Oh my God.
what we can agree on is that it's a perception.
Why not, Steven?
It's a perception.
I'll tell you why, because my eye test has got many years of experience behind it. When I say eye test, I'm talking about from my years of experience of watching football, I see something special in this kid. It's not about being more right than someone else.
Now, Pamela, to that point, and I'm going to play devil's. I'm going to play devil's. I'm going to play devil's advocate here for Pamela. Your opinion or your eye test is going to be different than Pete's eye test, obviously, or Alex's eye test, or Rashad's or Robert's. Okay. And so the way that people are going to view it are going to be different. And then when I say, well, numbers don't lie. Well, that's true. He is first in all these different categories. But I think somebody does. If somebody came up and said, look, am I saying right now that Tua is playing out of his mind? Of course he is. But I would have no problem if somebody come up there and said, hey, but here's a caveat. He's only done this now for, X number of games. Let me see it for a whole season. Let me see it for the rest of this season. If somebody said that, I wouldn't get mad at that. I would not be upset with that person's point of view on that. Because I want to see that for a longer period of time. But I also say that even Kurt Warner didn't play like that his whole career. Even Dan Marino didn't play like that his whole career. So
not every game.
What I want people to understand is you do not have to be perfect at every game. And what I don't want is the moment that Tua does throw an interception, that the world's crumbling down and the world's falling apart.
Right.
So
I
hold
agree.
up.
Because that's BS too.
So I don't have an issue with that because you're actually coming with facts to back up your viewpoint at that point instead of conjecture. And that's all fine and good. But a lot of times people use the eye test without facts to back it up, or opinion-based statements to back it up. And that's why I say eye test is really, for the majority of people, code of I like my opinion more than the facts.
I get what you're saying, but I also think experience, being a long time football fan, watching lots and lots of football, I think that you do have an eye test that, you look at something and you hear ESPN singing the praises of somebody and you're like, nah, he ain't got it. He's a splash in the pan or whatever. You know what I mean?
Colin Cowherd.
Yes, something like that. And when I look at what Tua is doing, those aren't things that come hot and cold. I mean, could he have a bad game? Of course. Of course. We don't know of a great player that doesn't have bad games. But the things that he is improving on, the marks that I'm looking at, what I see is skills rising, and they're not things that waver so much. You know what I mean?
But you're coming.
I don't think I'm saying it right.
With facts and statistics to base your opinion off of and support your argument. I have no issues with that. It is the inverse of that I'm saying is where we run into problems. And the default on that is, but my test just says no. Whether the statistics support him being for or against, as long as you come with statistics to back up your viewpoint, I'm all good.
Right. What if somebody comes up to you? What if somebody comes up to us and says, we mentioned about Tua, and he says, you know what? Show me what he can do in the playoffs. Show me, get to the playoffs first, then we'll talk.
That is
that's
question.
A team thing, right?
I mean,
that's a team thing, but if we're out here, like for example, prime example, My uncle is a diehard Dolphins fan. He's older than me, and he's seen it all, right? And I go back and forth with him about Tua all the time, and he still doesn't believe in the kid because he also told me, show me that he can play all 18 games, and then come and talk to me. Also, show me that he can lead a team to the playoffs. Then we can talk about he's the franchise guy. So it gets me upset about that because everybody praises Herbert and everybody them.
Is he praising Herbert? Is he giving Herbert the crown?
He's saying the thing is that he labeled Herbert as elite, but he doesn't label Tua as elite. And
so there's grounds to sit there and have a discussion and an argument with him because he's not playing both sides the same way. My answer is keep it consistent, and if that's his viewpoint, that's fine. And you can talk about playoffs and you can talk about injury. Those are legitimate concerns. You can't say he's wrong for that.
No, I'm not saying he's wrong for the injuries, but for the the playoffs, it's just like, my goodness, like let the kid have his due. Give the kid his credit.
Playoffs.
But is he saying that he's not playing well right now? Like, we need to look at the argument he made.
He has it. What he does is that my uncle sits there and tells me that stat. He pretty much every time I bring up the look we did it, this and that and this and that. He's number one in everything. He sees the top 5 quarterbacks statistical wise, and every single category goes stats are for losers. Dan Marino put up stats, but he never won the Super Bowl. He sits there and hits me with that.
I would tell
Ask
you.
him if he wants Trent Dilfer over Dan Marino.
Oh, true. Yeah.
He might say Trent
That's a
Dilfer.
great point. That's a great one, Robert.
That's a good point,
He
Robert.
might say Trent Dilfer. I know a lot of fans like
then
that.
you aren't going to win an argument with someone like that, and the conversation's not the same.
So why does it have to be an argument? And why is it that my eye test can't tell me that Jeff Wilson looks good? Are you going to tell me that's my opinion only?
No, Cap. No, Cap. It's not.
Somebody else think he looks good.
You can Jeff Wilson Jr. looks good, but is that my personal opinion?
You can look at the stats and say, yeah, he looks good, and I agree with that. There's statistical
But if I tell you my eye test says Jeff Wilson Jr. looks great, you're going to tell me that's my personal opinion?
No, because I would agree
like
with
Chase
you.
Edmonds, I would argue.
I would agree with you, Cap, on that one. That Jeff Wilson does.
Yeah, and agree with your uncle, Alex. Respect
really
your
good.
elders, bro.
It sounds like he does, but I
Cap,
get what you're saying,
You're
Cap, but
awesome, man. You're awesome, bro.
I think you can have both, right? From experience, look at a guy and say, from my experience, he's going to be really good, like he's bringing it, because sometimes I think stats do lie. You know, I'll just say college, for example, best defense in college, and it's some podunk, that plays a cupcake, high school team or something. So I think stats lie all the time.
You have to look at the situation in its entirety, though.
Exactly.
Which is true. Yeah, you got a good point there, Robert. And also, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
no, you're good. Sorry. I was going to say, if you're taking just the eye test without bringing the facts to back it up, without bringing the actual proof to back it up, that's where my statement lies. That's where my viewpoint lies, is that's code for my opinion more than the facts of the world.
So if I tell you Duke Riley passes the eye test, but he's not getting enough snaps, that's my personal opinion?
No, I think you're right on Duke Riley. And I think by your eye,
I'll respond it.
You have an experienced eye, right?
No.
I think most people would listen to you.
I'll respond.
That is your personal opinion, because someone else's opinion could be, I think Duke Riley sucks in my eye test.
And you know what my opinion is? You know what my opinion is? Listen to this opinion. Hey, we got Lewis and Bonjo up here. Let's go, baby. Fins up. But listen, I just want to say this real quick. This is my opinion. This is my eye test of this Dolphin team. I almost compare this team to the Jacksonville Jaguars that were loaded with Blake Bortles. minus the offensive firepower. That year, Blake Bortles wasn't a great quarterback. No, I know you don't want to hear it, and you're probably close to Jacksonville, but let's not forget. Let's not forget. No, that's not crap. Blake Bortles went on a good run. His stats were pretty nice.
I know,
but what happened?
When I see it.
Hey, Pete, I'm gonna debunk your narrative.
This is what I come. No, Alex, how? If I haven't even finished. What I'm saying is, I compare this team, this Dolphin team this year, minus the elite defense, but we have the elite players on defense. But I kind of compare them to that Jacksonville Jaguar team that went on that run to that AFC Championship game, and they just flat out bummed it out because the quarterback play was bad. Watch it unfold like that. All right, Pam, because you said so, because your eye test is telling me.
Listen, if you look at what Tua is doing, and you say that is not highly skilled,
buy a new phone today, man. I'm tired of phone calls. Can you guys hear me?
Let me respond to Pete real quick.
Hey, your phone too.
Pete.
Okay, guys, one at a time.
That defense. Wait, okay. That defense was elite. That was an elite defense. That was the number one defense in the league. They didn't have a MVP conversational quarterback or 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers on that team or a running game. That defense got them to the playoffs alone. That's why when they got to the playoffs and ran up against another good defense where they couldn't put up points, they lost. We don't have that. We're not. I'll be real with you. We're not.
They were beating the Patriots. They were beating the Patriots 24-10 in the AFC Championship. What are you talking about? They didn't have a team to put up points.
Yeah.
They were beating.
I don't know what he's talking about, bro. Blake Bortles was putting up points, bro. This is what I'm. Lewis, let him know.
Listen to me. Was that a Pro Bowl?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't what we had in Tyreek Hill. It wasn't what we had in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but they were putting up points, bro.
Lewis and Pete, were they going up against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?
Yes.
And that defense and that offense.
Yes. What's your point?
Okay.
With that.
That's my point right there alone. That's it.
What's your point? Your point is with Brady and Belichick.
My point is they're going up against the best quarter. They're going up against the best quarterback of all time, who came back 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
And they were still winning.
And they lost
against that quarterback and coach. And they were still up.
And then what happened? And then what happened? And then what happened?
But what you want to know exactly what happened?
Wait.
You want to know exactly what happened
in the Super Bowl? The same thing that happened in the Super Bowl. What happened
right there in that game? The fact is that there was a blown call. There was a blown call in the AFC Championship game that should have gone Jacksonville's way, and that changed the entire momentum of the game.
Once again, Alex, who were they playing? Who gets all the calls?
No, I get that. Yeah, you're right.
Come on,
Time out.
Fournette was running all over New England in that game.
Hold on for a second.
Fournette was running all over Pittsburgh in the game
the
prior week.
Because technically, you guys are trying to make Pete's point, if anything. If you guys listen to your argument, you're making Pete's point, by the way.
Right? That's why I'm not saying anything. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you, Vaughn. That's why I'm quiet.
And VJ, don't forget against Buffalo, they only put up 7 points against Buffalo.
I'm just saying you're making Pete's point, by the way. That's all I'm saying.
Pete.
It is Greg Kindness Friday today. I love it, Steven.
Blake Bortles was lighting it up in that playoff run.
The same way
they put up 7 points against Buffalo. 7 points against Buffalo. And the week after that, Leonard Fournette ran all over Pittsburgh. It was the Leonard Fournette show the entire Pittsburgh game, and the defense as well in that game against Pittsburgh. So
that's what he's trying to tell you. I think he just mind bleeped you right now, bro.
Blake Bortles did not have a good run. Blake Bortles did not have a good run in that playoff run.
Hey, Alex, let me ask you a question.
In that
Alex,
playoff run.
Let me stop you right there, Alex, real quick, and then I'm going to let y'all, because I'm going to start driving again, and I ain't going to be up. Let me ask you one question, Alex. Let's say this Dolphin team meets Buffalo in the playoffs, right? And let's say Tua doesn't throw for 200 and some, 300 some yards. Let's say he has like a 200-yard game, but Jeff Wilson Jr. runs for 150, and our defense balls and stops Buffalo. What are people like you and everybody else that are two and nears going to come out and say? Tua won the game. Tua
No,
led
no,
us to
no,
victory.
no,
So
I
don't
wouldn't
come
Lewis.
say
here.
that.
No,
Don't come
Lewis.
up here.
No,
Don't
Lewis.
not say that.
don't
Lewis.
come up here and try to
Lewis.
tell me, oh, the
Lewis.
Fournette and that defense won the
No,
game.
no.
Because if Jeff Wilson
Lewis.
Jr. and our defense
Why
won the
does this
game,
guy
it would
hate
be
Tua so
Tua.
Lewis,
much?
It would be
It's
can I
Tua
Oh,
won the
let
game.
me
can I
respond to
rebuttal
Lewis
you?
real
Can
quick.
I rebuttal
Let me
you
re-
with no
hold
wait,
on,
Alex. Wait,
Rashad.
Alex, give me 1
Go
second.
ahead,
Because
Rashad.
this
Go ahead.
conversation happened yesterday. We are going around saying Tua has won 2 games. 2 games because we didn't win versus Buffalo because the defense showed up. They played all those plays on defense. Our offense only scored 3 touchdowns. We barely had the ball. We're saying he didn't win versus Detroit because he locked up, the defense locked up at the end of the game. We're saying he didn't win versus Baltimore because the defense locked up. What is credit for a win in the NFL? Because there's YouTubers out there going around saying Tua isn't that good. We're giving him all the credit for these wins when the defense showed up after giving up 30 points.
Tyreek Hill
That's
is
the
getting all the
narrative going
credit,
around
bro.
right now.
Exactly, Rashad. That's exactly what I'm saying. I sat
That was a
here numerous
conversation
times.
yesterday.
I sat here numerous times after the Pittsburgh game, and I sat there and I said Tua did not have a great game. He was not good in that game at all. Okay.
No.
In fact, we should have lost that game, right, Alex? Right, that was the game that we should have lost.
The defense showed up in that
Hey,
game.
Virgil, how you doing?
And they stopped Pittsburgh. And
The defense showed up on one play, Alex. The interception. You don't remember they were driving it down all the way at the end? I mean, it was low scoring. It was a rookie quarterback, Alex. Let's not expect like we expected a major firepower. But he still drove it down in crunch time. In crunch time with minutes to go, Kenny Pickett drove it down. And if it wasn't for Noah Igbo with the best play of his career, we probably lose that game.
They stepped up. They stepped up when they even stepped up when they needed to step up big time. The Javon Holland pick and the Noah pick right there.
You still want to fire Boyer?
The thing is that you
still want to fire Boyer?
Hold on, Cap.
There's no timeouts on Fridays.
I'll get to your answer right in just a second. What I'm saying is that Lewis, if Jeff Wilson comes out and runs for over 150 yards and Tua throws two touchdowns and 200 yards, I won't sit here and sit there. I won't sit here and say Tua won the game. I would sit there and say it was the entire team that won the game, including the running game. Not Tua. Tua didn't do it by himself. I've sat there and I've critiqued Tua left and right. And everybody would tell you how much I've critiqued him.
That's Cat.
As well.
You
Lewis.
didn't criticize them last year when the defense was winning games. You were coming out and saying Tua's leading us to victory. That's what you were saying.
Alex, hey, Lewis, that's funny because Alex thinks we forget or something. Like they're not up here. Like Alex.
Tua is a friend. Last year, compared from last year to this year, it's a total night and day difference. And I've said this a million times. You build around your franchise quarterback. You give the quarterback the weapons that you need, and you watch him take off. And he has took off this year with the weapons built around him.
So why don't you give the same energy to the O-line that everybody's been quick to bash?
The O-line has been
quick to say the O-line was garbage. Last time I checked, I think they're top 10 right now.
Good.
Are you saying that's all
O-line was garbage?
And Von Joe, I got something for you too, buddy.
No, there's certain people out there.
Y'all keep making up narratives. Y'all keep making up narratives right now. I haven't heard the O-line
has
was
been
trash
very good so far the last couple weeks. Chris Greer deserves a lot of credit.
I haven't heard the O-line been trash. Y'all just making up stuff.
Chris Greer deserves a lot of credit for that O-line being put together. He found Brandon Snell off the street and plugged him and then McDaniel plugged him in at right tackle. And look what has happened. Look what has happened. He picked up Brandon Snell off the streets, and he has been very good at right tackle.
All right, I had enough. I've been quiet enough.
Robert Jones has been a dog.
All right. That's it.
Who captain? Wait. What's the cap?
The only reason the O-line is worth a damn. Swear jar. See, I've been quiet. It's because of Armstead. Without Armstead, we see what that O-line looked like. It falls apart like that. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Wait, Von Joe.
How did the O-line look without Armstead those 3 games?
Von Joe, they looked god awful. We looked the last.
So what we talking about?
Wait. With Armstead in, and when we had Eichenberg and Jackson and who replaced Jackson when he got hurt? The other dude. The O-line was mediocre. Right now, with Snell and Robert Jones in, the O-line looks elite. The O-line looks like we got 3-4 Pro Bowlers on it right now. So Armstead gets the most credit, but Robert Jones and Shell are tremendous.
No, because when Armstead was in there, Tua still wasn't getting sacked. Tua still had time in the pocket. He had forever in the pocket. He had so much time in the pocket that he couldn't even get himself hurt.
I'm not just talking about
Jones and
I'm not just
Brandon
talking about
great.
pass blocking. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about the holes that we have in the run game now. I'm talking about the amount of time we have.
We're still running to maybe one side of the field. Majority of our passes is behind Armstead. Runs are behind Armstead.
You're right.
So what are we talking about?
There was a couple that went behind.
What part of majority you don't understand, sir? Majority.
Robert Hunt. There was a couple runs to the right side behind Robert Hunt. And
a couple versus majority is a big difference. You know that, right?
Wait a minute.
But
we were running outside of Armstead.
You're not giving Robert Jones credit.
Now we can run in
Who
between.
said I'm not giving him credit? I'm just saying,
Bro,
if you really want to give credit to this O-line,
Cincinnati game. I told you guys before the Cincinnati game, Hunt, Armstead, and Williams were all playing at a top 10 level. To statistically based, and nobody wanted to hear it.
You said what game?
All of them are playing great. We can't have any liabilities on the offensive line. Greg Little, liability. Liam Eichenberg, liability. Shell and Robert Jones aren't liabilities.
Hunt was playing bad before.
Well, right now, Robert Jones is definitely not a liability.
Hunt was playing top 10, Rashad.
He's playing lights out right now.
But Hunt is playing better with a better right tackle next to him, though.
Top 10.
Listen, point blank, you take out
10 because we got a better right tackle.
You take out Armstead, that whole O-line is back to looking like trash.
I agree.
And falling apart.
If Armstead goes down and you have to put Greg Little at left tackle, yes, because Greg Little is trash. We need better O-line depth.
And it's back to looking like trash. And we're back to complaining about the O-line.
But that's why we got Armstead, is because he's a top 5 tackle. That's why we got Armstead. He's a top 5 tackle.
Again, I just made that comment because I don't want to hear, oh, Greg did a good job. Look, he got Snell and this. Oh my God, he fixed this. No, he made one move. He got a Pro Bowl.
Hold on. This is where you're wrong, VJ. You're wrong about that, VJ. Because let me tell you something.
How am I wrong?
Because you may sit there and you may think that Armstead is the reason why that.
Prove me otherwise. Prove me otherwise.
But you're not. But there's 4 other guys on that line right now. Connor Williams is a top 5 center right now. Okay, Robert Hunt is a top 5 guard right now. All right?
I'll say top 10, but yes.
Top 5 guard.
So when Hunt was there, hold on. When Hunt was there and Connor was there and Armstead was out, how did that O-line look?
They look good in Cincinnati. The quarterback held onto the ball for 5 seconds.
No, I'm talking again. Armstead, when Armstead was gone, how many we put in Teddy? How many times did Teddy get hit?
I still think Connor Williams and Robert Hunt were
how
very
many
good
times did Teddy get hit? How many times? How many pressures were they getting on the other rookie? What's that? What's the other
Teddy's
guy?
a statue. Actually.
Skyler.
So
Skyler's okay. So Skyler's a statue too. Because how many times he was getting popped?
And how many times did Skyler run for his life though?
Again, how many times was he getting popped? And he had to leave the pocket because of pressure.
We also didn't have Shell back then. Did we have Shell back then?
Come on, man.
We didn't have Brandon Shell. No.
Yeah, exactly. Vonto, we did not have Brandon Shell, and we were forced to play Greg Little. Greg Little so down, they had to get Shell off the street.
And I promise you this. If Armstead goes down, God forbid he goes down, Shell is going to look like a shell.
He's on the right side. He's got Robert Hunt next to him.
He would look like a shell of himself, like his namesake.
I mean, they're keeping them at right tackle. If Armstead goes down, I believe Armstead Jackson's going to play left tackle.
Yes, I think they're going to plug.
It's not going to be as good because Armstead is a top 5 offensive tackle.
I'm telling you, we got to complain about that. We got to complain about that O-line because
you think. I don't think it'll be as bad, Vonto.
We have the benefit of Armstead where he could sit there and just take care of his side, and we could just put Ingold on that side to help. But we have the benefit of Armstead that we don't have to worry about that side of the line.
And that's why we got him.
I agree with you.
Again, so Robert, I'm not arguing that he's not a benefit, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and just say, "Oh, everything is so glory. Oh my gosh, Greer did it. He fixed all. He got Schnell from Walmart, and look what he did with him. Oh my, no, F all that. What are we talking
But
about?
he found Robert Jones too.
Undrafted free agent Robert Jones from Middle Tennessee.
I like Bethel,
Robert
bro.
Jones
I like
as well.
Bethel.
He
I like
picked
Bethel.
up, he
If
picked up
every
Tiger
last
Woods
and
off
if
the
every
market.
last one of them had to go and just play honest without when we don't have to cheat over there to help, I'm telling you, without Armstead, it's a man.
It's not as good without Armstead, but you also got to give Greer credit for getting Armstead, though.
It's going to be a swear jar.
You
got to give Greer credit for getting
exactly,
Armstead.
Robert. Good point. You got to give Greer credit
It's
for
baller.
grabbing Armstead and also finding Robert Jones as well and picking up Brandon Snell off the street.
Okay.
And plugging him at right tackle.
looking at Connor,
really good right there.
And also looking at Connor Williams and putting him at center, and we got a top 5 center, like you said.
All right.
I mean, the way it's playing out right now for the next 2 weeks right now. Well, look, at the same time, VJ, we got to see the next 2 weeks right now, the way it's playing out, the way we got the bye. Chris Greer's on top of the world right now. Chris Greer's on top of the world as far as with the defensive.
Yeah, we got to see this O-line versus a tough 49ers defense.
BJ, so let me just see if I'm on the same page.
Hold on.
BJ,
as far as with the running game that's been coming through so far, like Jeff Wilson pickup, the Bethel pickup, the O-line pickups, like right now he's on top of the world. Now, I agree with you. What have you done for me lately is playing for us right now, but it's all about the playoffs, man. You want to talk about Jacksonville, they got to the playoffs. You want to talk about Tennessee, they got to the playoffs. They got mediocre quarterbacks, but they're still getting through it with the running game, like you guys want to say. But how come we're not doing it right now? How come we haven't done it yet?
You know what? Speaking of Tennessee, real quick, I sense a rebuild coming very soon over there in Tennessee.
What?
That's why they got Malik Willis. They drafted Malik Willis to be the quarterback later.
And if Tennessee is smart, they trade Derrick Henry and get a haul for him.
Who the hell is giving up a haul for Derrick Henry right now? That guy's got so much.
Time out. Wait. Hold on. Pause for a second. Because, again, these comments right here, I don't understand. What has shown you that Tennessee is rebuilding?
Yeah, I don't know where
or rebuilding is about to come down the line.
You really think
they're winning their
division?
They're winning their division right now.
And they're 7-3, winning their division in a key playoff position. What are we?
I'm not saying this year,
and it's about to get cold where running the ball matters.
Very soon.
What is very soon? Hold on. What is very soon? A year from now? 2 years from now?
How long do you think Derrick Henry has in the NFL?
I don't know. That man is
5+ years.
People sat there and said Tom Brady. Hold on. People said Tom Brady had 1 more year in the NFL. He won goddamn three more Super Bowls afterwards.
Tannehill is not Brady, Bonjo. Come on, it's a different.
I didn't say Tannehill. You said Henry. So again,
I said no.
But Henry is not as important as Brady is.
So, but again, Robert,
he
you're not hearing me.
I didn't say it.
Oh, I mean, EM, you're not hearing me. EM, you're not hearing me. Sorry about that, Robert. He said that. He said, how many more years do we have? I'm not going to call how many more years that man have. That man puts in the work during the offseason.
And he gives a beat. He doesn't take one.
No question.
Like players.
I think what he's saying,
and I'm not questioning that. But his style of running,
and the running back position as a whole is a
his style of running should have ended his career 3 years ago.
You got to understand, Robert.
If you want to be technical about
it, he gives one. He doesn't. A lot of players don't throw their body at him because they don't want to risk injury or getting embarrassed. So he breaks those tackles. They're not. You see Derrick Henry take a hit once every 3 weeks. Nah.
I see him take a hit once this season.
If Tennessee were to trade Henry, they will get a haul for him.
What is a haul? What's your definition of a haul?
I think they'll get so much for him.
Derrick Henry could be 2 first-round picks, honestly, but they don't need
2 first-round picks.
It wouldn't be more than
picks and maybe 2.
It wouldn't be more than Rick.
Hey, let Robert talk.
It could be 2 first-round picks. Please believe me.
Sorry.
So Leroy and Alexander, the issue I have with it, if it weren't a position that was consistently dealing with contact and has a crap ton of usage and yardage on him, I would be more inclined to agree with you. but the guy's been their offense for 5 or 6 years. He does some incredible things, and yes, he is amazing, but I'm not going to bet my future on something that I expect to decrease in the next 3 or 4. And that's when you're saying you're going to get a haul. I'm not giving first-round picks or second-round picks for that.
Wait, what? Who's in the soup kitchen right now?
Damn, soup kitchen.
I feel like the team would give at most a first.
No soup for you.
Not 2 firsts.
No soup for you.
If Christian McCaffrey can be got for a second and a third,
Derrick Henry
goes up for a first.
If Derrick Henry's on a trading block,
You could get a lot.
Believe you
players.
Listen, y'all still didn't answer my question. Y'all dancing all around.
The first one knocking at the door.
Alex, hold on. Alex made a statement. You made a statement, and you still have not answered the question. Why do you see that Tennessee is about to hit the eject button and start rebuilding? Because they have showed nothing.
Only thing they're about to do is swap out quarterback.
And the quarterback is not the long term. I don't think Malik Willis. Based on what I saw from Malik Willis, I think they need another quarterback.
That doesn't mean rebuild.
But they will give them an opportunity.
But again, I'm not giving up. Let's keep it
Alex, Rashad, let him talk. I need to hear the answer to this.
Because here's the thing: if you're going to go, Ryan Tannehill is not the long term answer. Okay, so you're going to go to Malik Willis most likely next year. Okay, Malik Willis may not bring you a winning record his first full year as a starter. You're gonna most likely have to battle for maybe a top 10 pick. So that right there is going to lead to a rebuild, and maybe you could get, if Tennessee's smart, they could trade Derrick Henry and get a lot back for him. A couple draft picks, a couple first-round picks, maybe a couple impactful players.
Alex,
so that could lead to a rebuild.
Alex, why don't you believe in Malik Willis? Because ain't he in the same scenario with no weapon?
Now again, I'm not writing him off. I'm not writing him off. But
Alex, hold on. You just said that next year.
I want to go after you, Lewis.
You said next year he might not give you a winning record, right? And that you might have to start rebuilding and stuff. But why don't you believe in Malik Willis? Because you believed in Tua. And you used to fight with all of us saying that Tua didn't succeed because of the offensive line and weapons. And so what makes you think that they would use that top 10 pick on a quarterback when all you would have to do, according to you and people like you that were in our fan base, saying any quarterback can be good with weapons? As long as you got a coach that believes in you, which obviously Coach Vrabel believes in him because he drafted him last year, and obviously they want to move forward with him. Why can't we have the same scenario see again? This is what pisses me off with our fan base. That's what you said.
You make it everything about Tua.
No, hold up, Lewis.
Hold on. No. Because it's the same fucking people that were arguing about Tua that will throw other quarterbacks like Malik Willis
Lewis, let me respond to that real quick. What
are you guys talking about?
I don't think we'll throw them under the bus.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. Let me just say this real quick.
And now y'all get pissed off and talking about, oh, you're bringing up Tua. Well, ain't that the
Malik
same?
Willis?
It's the same thing with Malik Willis. What's the weapons that Malik
Willis? Based on what I saw,
Alex?
Malik.
Alex, based on receiver from the Tennessee Titans right now. Alex, go ahead.
Kaylon Burke.
Okay, is he a top 10
Robert
Woods?
Robert Woods. I don't think it's Robert Woods. And this is what I'm saying. Malik Willis may be. Right now, he does not. Based on what I saw, he did not look good in the Kansas City game. When I saw him,
how many games have you seen Malik Willis playing?
But
you can always get another quarterback. I'm not
saying Malik Willis doesn't have it. I'm not saying that at all. But I was off the Tua bandwagon after 1 year, after his rookie year, and I've been on record saying that I wanted Tua gone after the first year. Yes, I admit that. I wanted Tua gone after the first year. I was calling for another quarter for the Dolphins to draft another quarterback after the 2020 season. I don't know how many I've said that numerous times, and Batman would even back me up because I sent him a screenshot of what I told my boy back in 2020 after Tua's rookie year. I was not sold on him. I never wanted Tua to begin with. Even when we drafted Tua, I never wanted him there. I wanted Andrew Thomas at left tackle. The left tackle. I wanted Andrew Thomas, and I wanted Jordan Love. And are you guys there? Am I talking to myself?
No,
we're hearing you.
Okay.
We're being respectful.
But Malik Willis, I'm not saying Malik Willis doesn't have it right, doesn't have it, or will never have it, actually. I'm not saying he will never have it. But as of right now, he
Tennessee's
may not
number
be that
3
good.
in the AFC, bro. They're number 3 in the AFC.
Scream rebuild to you.
Hold up, real quick.
Ryan Tannehill has started
How is that
majority of
screaming
those
rebuild?
games.
How does that say rebuild though?
because
Because the quarterback isn't working.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
I just
but
want
they're
to
number
say
3 in the AFC.
that Tennessee was the number 1 seed last year without
The past 2 years.
without Derrick Henry as a majority of the season. So they found a way to win without Derrick Henry as well. As a matter of fact, I think Derrick Henry is the reason why they lost that playoff game because they relied too heavy on him.
Tell him, Shake. And when he got hurt, Tannehill was throwing bombs to
It
A.J.
runs
Brown.
through Derrick Henry. The offense runs through Derrick Henry.
I don't think Tennessee's going to rebuild, but I think they're going to go to Malik Willis next year with the talent they got.
Maybe
and
retool.
We'll see what he's got with some talent because Tennessee
How
has
about
some
reload?
talent. Not only
Okay.
talent, but they have a great coach, one of the best coaches in Vrabel.
Listen to what Tennessee can do. They can make it to the playoffs, lose AFC championship, something like that. Come in second, third, fourth place, and now their first round pick is the 28th overall. Oh yeah, let's call Aaron Rodgers. Get Aaron Rodgers over here for a first round pick and redo his contract. And now we have Aaron Rodgers, Treylon Burks. Let's add another receiver and Derrick Henry. They don't have to redo everything.
That's a great point, Rashad.
What are they going to do with that first round pick?
They just one quarterback away, basically.
But with the way Aaron Rodgers is playing, I don't think they would do that right now, though.
I mean, you could say that too, but it's a later first round pick. What is that pick going to bring to the offense next year or the defense? What is that pick going to do necessarily?
But you saying it would take a first round for Aaron Rodgers? I think it would take more, though.
Nah, not with the way he plays.
Because how attached he is to the organization, and he's still got control.
How much is costing Green Bay?
You don't think Vrabel be willing to throw the kitchen sink just for a 1-year hit on the quarterback that can get him over the top?
Yeah, and then keep Malik Willis on the bench.
I think he would. I think they would trade for Aaron Rodgers. I think they would,
especially if they know that's the only position holding them back, like the Rams did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but the Rams have done that to every position, though.
Hey, speaking of the Rams,
So,
the Rams is one quarterback away.
Speaking
of the Rams, would you guys ever think that the Rams? Would you think the Rams and Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, and Tennessee would be willing to do the same thing if they did?
Guys, give me a second, real quick before we move on.
No, let Pat talk.
No, I just
would you guys think that
on.
those 3 coaches would be in the position they're in as far as struggling with their teams as opposed to their protege being 7-3 right now?
Pause
for life. Real quick, before we move on, I just want to have clear clarification that we are recanting that Titans are not going to be in a pitfall or rebuilding in the next 1 or 2 years.
I recant
I
what I
never said that.
I recant what I said. I said they might do a retool, but not a whole rebuild.
Thank you, sir. I just wanted to make sure there's a recant going on.
They retool.
Okay, thank you. All right. Moving on, Cap, you were saying?
No, I was just asking, and I'm sorry I'm talking over people, man. My phone is crappy as well, but
no, you're all good, family.
The fact being that we're hearing about Sean McVay being a guru, Matt LaFleur being a guru, Kyle Shanahan being the guy that's given the key to the rest of these guys, and they're all struggling right now with their team, and then their proteges coming over here with a rookie coaching record at 7-3. Would any of you ever thought about that? And if so, who gets the credit for that?
Wait, I didn't hear the question. Damn, that sounds.
I feel like it's a team thing. I get what you're saying. I'm surprised about Green Bay's record. I think the 49ers will be okay. They're starting to get into a groove right now. And I'm not as surprised about the Rams.
As long as they get away with keep head-hunting quarterbacks.
With how the Rams have built their team, I'm not as surprised they're struggling.
Easing up.
Guys, who has the Rams?
Can I answer that question real quick? Can I answer that question?
Vanjo, I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
The Raiders have
Detroit has their first round pick this year.
Detroit has their first round pick this year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Oh my
for
God! Just imagine if Detroit has 2 top 5 picks because the Rams are so bad this year. Because the Rams,
bro, they could get Carter from Georgia and Will Anderson from Alabama, bro. That Detroit line would be something special with Aiden Hutchinson.
So, Cap for life. I want to answer your question, right? So here's the funny thing about his proteges and from this Shanahan tree, right? You gotta I look at everything from a global perspective and just like really analyze it. So you got the guy in Green Bay, right? He's been there for how long now?
10 weeks.
4
to 5 years.
3 years.
Yeah, and he's had success. I mean, the past 3 years they were 13 and they had 13 win records, right? Now this year they have an anomaly where they got rid of their receiving talent, and when I really look at the Green Bay, you see Rodgers seem a little checked out because it seems like he can't get on the same page with these receivers. They had this Watson guy that just really started clicking the past 2 games, but he was dropping balls left and right.
And at the beginning of the season, he caught 5 touchdowns in the last 4 days.
Exactly. So they just start clicking, but it seems like it's just like something is just off because they have a lot of new pieces and a lot of rookies that came in. A lot of young players with a veteran quarterback.
And Rodgers needs chemistry with the receivers, Vanjo.
Yeah, but it seems like Rodgers has that attitude, man. I'm on ayahuasca. I don't have time to babysit. Right? Then you go to Cincinnati.
On the GM.
You go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they just came from the Super Bowl last year. And I mean, they're still a pretty solid team here and there. They have picked up 1 or 2 injuries, but overall, they're still a solid team, right? They overperformed last year. The Rams, they could be going through the Super Bowl hangover, but at the same time, they went to the Super Bowl. They got a ring. So he took that team to the promised land where every team want to be and succeeded, right? Twice. Yep. Really. Yep. So he took them there, then took them back and got the ring. So who's another quarter? And now we have what's going on in Miami, where we still got to see where this is going to end up. But as you can see, that tree is promising. That tree bears fruit.
You also forgot Shanahan. Shanahan's one of the best coaches. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like,
it's a very good tree, way better than the Belichick tree. That Belichick tree, bro, there's rotten apples, rotten fruit everywhere.
Belichick tree is only inclusive in and of himself.
So
and there's only
technically
one
Belichick is a Parcells tree. He's a Parcells disciple, so technically you could say the Parcells tree.
So I'm going to say
responsible for 8 Super Bowl
There's only
rings.
one coach.
That
There's only one coach on that Shanahan tree. There's only
So
one coach
technically,
in that Shanahan tree.
Belichick is a Parcells disciple by
and that was
definition.
John Gruden Jr.
And where is Steven?
James Gruden.
So I ask the question again: who gets the credit for it?
I think
they all get credit.
So really, the true testament is a Parcells tree that's bearing fruit.
Do you also give credit to Mike Shanahan because they're all from technically his tree, like he said? Belichick is from the Parcells tree.
Yeah, so I'll say you could say Shanahan. I'm gonna give it to Shanahan.
You give Mike Sr. Yes.
I'm gonna give it to Shanahan because and here's the thing, he gave them. Of course, you could say that they're running a version of his offense, but he gave them. I feel like through his coaching style and probably what they got going on in that meeting room, he put people in place that could think abstract to not only take his style, but reinvent his style and make it their own. Because that's what
Mike McDaniel's doing. Mike McDaniel's running an outside zone, but he's running his style of it.
Yeah, so you're seeing it in with the Rams. It's pretty much that same style, but they stretch the field more.
Twist.
Vertically, right? Versus horizontally, they stretch it vertically more. So everybody has their own nuances that they add to that same style, and it's bearing fruit.
Yeah, and you also got to credit the players, whatever players you got, like Stafford. Stafford's got a cannon arm, so obviously that's why it's more vertical than horizontal.
Facts.
Because the 49ers have Jimmy G, he can't push the ball down the field like Stafford. So they're doing their own style with the players they got, and that's what Mike McDaniel said. He's like, he's going to run plays, and he's going to do his own style with the players that he's got, but it's still his playbook.
Yeah, you got to love it, man. You got to love it and appreciate it overall.
Yeah, he's not trying to be anyone like people try to be Belichick. Mike McDaniel's not trying to be anyone. He's just being himself. Whatever he says, that's his own self. You could tell he's got a different personality than Kyle Shanahan. So I just respect that for Mike McDaniel. He's himself and he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, that's a good
They
point.
all
That's
are.
a good point, Robert.
So is Robert Saleh.
Yep,
Meanwhile, somebody need
part
to
of the
somebody
Shanahan
check on
tree.
Steven because he's either asleep or he's on the toilet. Since I know you guys have fascination with the
Man,
toilet.
I don't want to walk on him in the bathroom.
Wow.
Either that, or he's looking for a Landon Roberts film to prove me wrong. Because clearly, Landon had one good game. And
It's a lot of them out there,
Twitter.
Bon Joe.
All you got to look is that hit stick on Nick
Bon
Chubb,
Joe,
the
man,
top 3 running
I
back.
don't-
He hit sticked him.
Bonjo, I don't know. He's the top 5 linebacker, bro. Come on. Top
Top 2, Alexander. Top 2.
Oh, yeah, top 2. Yeah, top 2.
On
There
this
you
team.
go.
Correct. On this, he's not even top 2 on this team. Stop it.
Monjo even said he's top 2 on the team. I'll take that. Monjo, you said he's top 2 on the team.
I'll take that, yeah.
Jeez, I mean, I put Duke Riley over him. Tell you the truth,
guys.
But he's still top 2 on this team.
Did you find any more Landon Robert film to try to tag me on Twitter?
No,
I know it doesn't exist.
I was dealing with some personal issues.
Oh,
it doesn't exist, Steven. Tell the truth.
Adam.
What's up, guys?
That's what I like to see. Adam in the snow with the Dolphin gear. What
Adam
you
in the
talking about?
snow.
Hey,
Mango's out there.
trying to figure out
Were
how
you in
to-
Western New York?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to switch the camera for y'all. I was just going to show you quick. So I'm standing here. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah,
I can see it. I'm up over the knees. Hold on. I don't know if
If
I
you go-
can.
sir,
go-
why
go
are
to
you outside?
settings.
That's the better question.
Oh, shoot. Wow.
No, I had to show.
Wow.
It's a complete whiteout.
Did you
Yeah,
have to
man,
shovel,
I
do you
wish
have
it
to
was
shovel
Like you
your
in
roof?
Alaska.
Go shovel your roof, sir.
Hey,
That's how my
Yeah,
yard was last
honestly,
year.
guys. Hey,
It's got a
Crypto.
nasty drift
Honestly,
up
Yeah.
there, but-
Crypto, Adam. That actually is the best time, bro. They get a whole bunch of people go out there and play football right in the snow. That is
Bullshit.
the best.
Oh, yeah.
Except
do
for
it
the
all the
Bills.
time.
Right
Except
now,
for the Bills.
Adam, I need you to go shovel your roof before it implodes. Go.
Oh, I'm all right.
It's not the Vikings,
I'm all right,
Jones.
brother.
It's not the Vikings.
When I was
Jones.
living in New York, whenever the snow came, man, me and my boys, we would just go out in the park and just play sandlot football all day out there, bro. All
Yeah.
day in the snow.
Maybe you should tell the
We
Bills
used
yeah.
that
all the time
so
over
they don't have to move.
All right.
And you never really get hurt because the snow cushions the blow when you're getting hit.
the last 45 minutes of the show, but it's Spread Kindness Friday, and I'm not off here, so I'm not even going to do final thought of the day because I got to deal with some stuff. So I love you
we're
guys.
sorry that we're not Jason Sarney and all your other big wig friends, Steven.
Yeah.
We just
Sorry,
have
my
commoners.
goodness.
Steven.
Yeah.
Yes, Steven.
Shame on
And
you,
we've been holding
Steven.
down the
Hey,
show for you for the
I'm
past
going back
hour.
in. I got to
I
get
know.
warm. I just wanted to show you all
Dealing with
the
some
snow up here, though.
BS.
Fins up.
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
Love y'all.
That's what's
Fins
up,
up,
Adam.
Adam.
That's what's up.
The snow is on the way.
What's up, man?
All right, fins up,
Yeah.
Adam.
Oh, Adam.
All right. Yeah. My anxiety's through the roof. So I will I love you guys. That's all I
Steven,
know.
at least you don't have to deal with a pregnant wife, bro. I got to deal with that every day. Okay?
I'm not getting into
Well, sir, you know you don't want that. First off, you can't complain, especially if you don't want that impregnated.
Hey,
So.
hey, guys, real quick. Last night at 2 o'clock.
Damn, Bonjo.
Hey, you want to hear a funny story?
VJ, you on the road.
I'm just saying, you have to tell someone. Well, you don't have
Hey,
to deal with a
Steven.
pregnant
All right.
wife.
Hey, Steven,
No,
Don Joe,
Dude, you don't want that in pull
Get out
out.
of here. Get out of here. Everybody go.
Hey, it was real quick. I want to tell that story real quick. Last night, bro.
Friday, not no more.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, she wakes me up saying that she wants wings at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I said, listen, the only place.
That's not a pregnant wife. That's just a
And-
wife.
And
Deal
she,
with it.
No,
listen to this. I told her.
Y'all ain't
the
getting me in
closest
trouble.
one-
I'm not in this conversation.
No. I understand, but I told her the closest place to get the wings is in Wiley, right? In Wiley, Texas. That's about an hour away from here, from where I am. I told her. I looked at her and said, "Listen, I am not going to Wiley right now, at this time in the morning.
You know what you did?
To go get
You got up and went to Wiley, didn't you?
I actually didn't. But I slept in the living room after that.
Yeah,
You had to think about
She kicked me out.
silence.
She kicked me out of the room.
After you impregnated that lady,
After
you can't go
did this to me, how dare you not drive?
You can't go get someone. She's sacrificing her body to bring life into the world.
You're wrong, Alex.
And you can't drive to Wiley.
Hey,
no, you can't drive
in the morning to go get wings
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
To go get wings at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I would have done it. I'm just saying that you're wrong.
Shame on you, Alex.
Shame on you, Alex.
No.
I got one better. I would have went downstairs and just cook wings.
Yeah, you could do that.
Louis, why are you shaking your head for, bro? Why are you shaking your head?
Just go down there and cook some wings with the chicken. Fire
Alex
up the grill.
All right.
I was not driving an hour to go get wings, bro.
Here's my final take. I don't know what to call this show no more. I tried to call it cat blockers. Y'all said nah. I called it Tua blockers. Y'all said nah. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what we do on this show anymore, man. I really don't. There's so many people out here capping. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I still love y'all.
Am I capping?
Hey, Lewis, you know the real capping starts tonight.
Who's that? Who's that?
Robert.
Robert? Right, you're the biggest capper out here, Robert. We all know
How?
that.
No, how?
Steven said he got to go.
I do.
That's because you got nothing on me capping.
Hey, Steven, hope all is well, my boy. Hope all is well, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
good
luck, man.
I'm having
I can see it. It's all
right,
love,
so
man.
Steven, I'm gonna get my final takes because it looked like your stomach's bubbling over there. So
it has nothing to do with
I know you all constipated and everything. I told you to eat more beans and more
Get that fiber in
and
there.
more fiber in you, but you want to just sit there and eat burgers and all this other type of nonsense. So now look at you.
I've only been able to eat 40 burgers once this year.
Now you're up there eating all type of rich other food, going to all type of
How dare Jason Sanders show his face in that locker room the next day?
Yeah,
all type of questionable establishments. Hold on, I'm doing my final tape, Alex. Relax. Jeez.
I'm sorry, Vonjo.
All right. I'm not asking for wings. I'm just asking you to be quiet for a while. Anyways, Joe Steven, man. This was a good show that we held down for you.
Thank you.
I hope everybody in the chat was entertained. We have a bye week, so we get to relax and watch football, and not have any anxiety at all. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we still control our own listen, we still control our own destiny no matter what. So
no, I'm just talking about anxiety. Period.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, watching the game, we don't have the Dolphins adding to our anxiety. How about that?
There we go.
But we get to watch the game, see what happens, and just watch football for once, right? And till then, hey, next week we start it all over again. But spread some kindness. Buy somebody a 40 burger. How about that?
Yep.
All right. Love y'all. Fins up no matter what.
Take care, VJ.
All right, VJ.
All right. I didn't want anybody else to but I guess everybody here is going to get a final thought. I got to get out of here. So y'all got like 20 seconds each. Alex, go.
All right. Well, I hope all is well, Steven. Let's enjoy the bye week. And
it's nothing
hope everybody has a great day and enjoys their week. And God bless everybody and their family. Have a great day.
Bye, buddy. Be good. Robert, 20 seconds. Go.
Thanks, man. Have a good day. Keep it chill and sort through whatever.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Robert. Be good. EM Baller.
We're going to kick some butt all the way to the Super Bowl.
Crypto. 20 seconds, Crypto. I know you.
Stop it. Let's win this bye week. There's no such sex in the champagne room. Peace out.
Make it weird, Crypto. Just weird. Sorry for scramming on you guys today. Yeah, just dealing with some stuff. It's Spread Kindness Friday. Just remember, people deal with all sorts of stuff every day. Anxiety, depression. You never know what somebody's going through. Just reach out to somebody and just love somebody, man. It's Spread Kindness, man. So enjoy the weekend. I won't be back on Monday. Batman will be holding down the fort along with the Wolf Pack, I believe. So that'll be fun. Just want to remind you guys this afternoon at 2:00, the lunchtime rewind with Nando talk. And then later on tonight, my man CB83 will be holding down the fort at 8:30 p.m. So make sure y'all tune in tonight, this afternoon and tonight. Enjoy all the content. And we'll be back on Monday. All right, we'll see y'all. Peace. Enjoy everything. Love y'all. Be good.